The views expressed on the previous programs are those of
the old ass clown is back today.
and do not reflect those
That's
of the
me.
Beasley Broadcast Group, its staff, advertisers.
Yeah, we can't say that. Ask Joyce, we wouldn't say ass clown.
560 WQAM.
Did I mention that Alex Campbell is just a beautiful guy?
Who?
Alex Campbell.
Oh, that guy that you
Ned
told me
Campbell's
about.
a younger brother.
Okay.
From siblings.
Who? Well, you know, I'm hitting that button.
And what's happening?
I'm afraid
Nothing.
to hit it again. A whole lot of
Well,
nothing.
that's okay. Just keep banging it.
I'm going to hit it again.
We can kill at least 2.5 hours when he opens.
The Neil Rogers Show. To talk to Neil, dial 567-0560.
You guys don't really have any technical difficulties. That's the shtick, isn't it, Neil? Yeah, stick it all out. Stick it, Joe.
If I do the show, I like to disconnect a whole bunch of stuff.
God, what a simple
The opinions expressed by Neil, his guests, or his callers do not represent those of WQAM management.
That's for
staff,
damn
or
sure.
Sponsors. Now, the Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM.
MONDAYSUCKS. Little EP1, too bad you got crushed. The brass and genital motors didn't have the guts to say no to big oil when the checks were cut. Yeah. All you had to do was plug it in, charge it up, EV1. Bring back the little 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 EV1. The a-holes crush the EV1. The SUVs that they sold ya got a gallon per mile. They say they're gonna have the Volt, but not till 2009. And with the big three going broke now, listen to us whine. Instead of shutting all your factories down, you could have sold 1 billion cars by now. It was a big mistake for GM to take away the EV1. Bring back the little EV1. Bring back the little EV1. Tell big oil, shove it up their butt. Bring back the little EV1. The a-holes crush the EV1.
So on the plane coming back from Vancouver last weekend, I saw the Al Gore movie, An Inconvenient Truth.
Yeah.
Scary stuff, and it would have been a great movie except for the fact that he's in it. Man, is he boring. I hate to knock a guy that's trying to do his best to save the planet. But it's him,
Mm-hmm.
Duh. He's just a dullard. He's just got no personality. Kind of like some of the people we have on the air, like Bo Camper, like that. Hey, listen, we got DA at 2 this afternoon instead of the big, because of the Big O's on the way back from the NFL Columbine, which I understand he was at all week last week. Oh, did I miss that?
Or at least some of it. I don't know. I didn't
Whoa, did I miss that? Some heavy-duty crap where they get out the calipers and they measure all the football players, their biceps and their penis and their ass. Oh, my God.
I'll send you a recording of it if you're sorry about missing it.
A recording of what?
Him. I think we have it on the logger.
I don't want to hear him. At the Combine or not. Anyway, we got DA 2 to 4 this afternoon in the daytime when people are awake. Mad Dog 4 to 7. Dolphins tonight, that crap is still on 7 to 8. And then we got the Beast from 8 to 11. Oh, that's because DA's in the afternoon.
Right.
And because the Beast is Clarence's boyfriend and gets a lot of work on the air, which he don't belong on the air, but that's beside the point. Oh. Randy Rhoads ahead of Neil Rogers. This is from the fake Tom Jicka. In Talkers Magazine ratings. Posted by Tom Jicka at 4:07:43 p.m. Maybe this is for real. I don't know.
Could be.
Well, if it is, he's not using that code I'm supposed to know. Randy Rhoads, a bigger fish in the pond, radio pond than Neil Rogers, ? The repentant Don Imus is no better than number 20 among all radio personalities. Howard Stern is low as number 32 now that he's only on satellite. These are some of the evaluations in the annual rankings by Talkers Magazine, which is one of the worst rags in the history of the subhuman race. Talkers Magazine.
Yeah, I don't even take it out of the envelope. It just goes right in the garbage.
5 South Florida-based hosts made the top 250, In addition to Rogers and Rhodes, sports hosts Dan LeBastard, Jim Mandich, and Sid Rosenberg Schwartz made the cut. Only Rogers and Rhodes are in the top 100, which is ranked in order. Rhodes is listed at number 48, Rogers at 89. I'm number 89, baby. I used to be 15, and then I dropped to something else, now to 89. Dropping out of the picture, you know, out of the horizon. That's because I work for Joe Bell, a career killer. Rhodes might not have a job in radio, but for the boost Rogers gave her career when she followed him at WIOD. Let me read that sentence again more.
Would you?
Rhodes might not have a job in radio, but for the boost Rogers gave her career when she followed him at WIOD. The next 150 are listed only alphabetically. The top 2 are obvious, says little Tommy, Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity. That's because Tommy likes those right-wingers. Michael Savage, the right's crazy uncle, and America's Scold, Dr. Laura Schlesinger, are next, followed by Glenn Beck. All the right-wingers all the time. The Industry magazine acknowledges the rankings are subjective. Among factors considered are impact, longevity, and ratings. If nothing else, the rankings are a handy who's who of American radio. What do you think, says Tommy? What do you think? Like Tom Schaefer at WS News, rest in peace, used to say, what do you think? He used to put his hand up by the side of his head. What do you think? Like a bird, you know, like a parrot. What do you think?
Like the announcers?
He was a crazy guy, Tom Schaefer. He had a little bit of a... Used to see him at the Panther games at the old Miami Arena, and then I found out he's dead. Oh, boy. I'll tell you, that liver is a precious commodity when you got a liver that works. Yeah. Cactus Club Lounge in Vancouver, man. Cactus Club Cafe. One of the best restaurants I've ever eaten at in my life, anywhere in the world, even Rome. Oh, I can't believe you said that. Well, I did. It's great. I love it. I've only eaten there twice, but, boy, I love it.
Great.
It's a local chain in Vancouver.
A chain?
They got like 5, I think it's a chain,
like
yeah.
A human chain?
A human chain. And they've got like 5 of them, and, boy, it is great. Wow. I had broccoli cheese soup. And I had 3 little tiny mini cheeseburgers with onions and red relish. Oh, my God. Those are just to die for. Red onions and red relish.
Sounds good.
Oh, I shouldn't be doing that because George can't eat today. He's starving. He's got no soup to make.
I thought I had some soup, but I don't.
No soup.
Josh,
he certainly can't have any food brought in because Joe Bell's a hard ass. Well, if you do that, you're going to be fired. Blah, 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 you know.
Josh Portis is going to go.
Real jerk. A real jackass. A simpleton. Idiot. Now, here's... I did not watch the Grammys. I think he means the Academy Awards.
Yes.
The Oscars. Sam says, for some reason the Grammys was on my TV. The only thing I'm interested in is the Who Died segment. But along the way I noticed some possible gay-like acts. A lot of winning men were kissing unlike I've ever seen before. Bizarre, says Sam. In closing, they had Howard Beale in one of their film clip compilations. I'm mad as hell, not going to take it anymore. I let out a big oh when they put it on. How do you like that?
Wow.
I think Sam is a little confused about just all the way around, you know. Is it the Grammys? Is it the Oscars?
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. Oh!
What is it?
Might as well. They got so many of them.
Might as well what?
Globes.
Anybody see the movie Siblings? It's dark comedy is what they call it. It was okay.
I'm going to look it up.
Siblings. There's a couple of chicks in it, including the blonde, which he's going to do her finally at the end of the movie. He's not just going to stand outside her window and do himself, which he admits to her he's been doing that for years, but nevertheless, she seems to like it. Alex Campbell. Never heard of him. He's Nev Campbell's younger brother.
A lot of movies called Siblings.
2004.
Excellent. Thank you.
There you go. See, I know how to find my crap.
I bet.
Hey, Ranges, where's that guy? Ranges. Should only croak, Ranges. Lost in overtime to the Make-Believes last night, 3-2. The Rangers are fading out of the playoff picture soon. Fading into oblivion. Ranges. All the New Yorkers all the time, man. It's just very sad. Now, did you find Siblings? You won't find many pictures online of Alex Campbell, and I have no idea why. Any good pictures I have. He's just a beautiful, beautiful man.
Too new.
He is so... What?
Maybe he's too new on the scene.
What do you mean too new? He's 25 years old in May.
In other words, he hasn't gotten a lot of parts yet.
Oh, I bet he's got the right parts. We didn't see any of them in this movie, but nevertheless, I was hoping. You find it?
Yeah, I'm reading up on it, but I'm looking for some pictures of this guy that you might not have found.
No, you won't find him. I scoured.
Right. Oh.
What?
Nothing. Here's Alex Campbell, an old guy from like the Civil War.
No, it's not. It's not even kin.
It's not akin to him?
Well, and I do want to say this about that, since I did out of my own time and my own energy on Friday and join you for that pick-up pony thing at Gulfstream.
Thank you for that, by the way.
The horse, I looked at the chart later in the day, and the comment on the horse who finished fourth, what was it, Dr.
Boogles,
Ooga Booga, bumped twice at the start. Bumped twice, which you don't see that unless you're looking at the head-on shot, which, of course, you don't see that. But he got bumped twice at the start, which, can be discouraging to a horse and cause him to drop back and lose interest and all these other excuses they make. I don't know. I mean, it's a mile race. At no point during the race did I see any, he was nolo contendere. That's the part that was very disheartening to me. Nolo contendere, here comes the bunny and there goes your money. He was like mid-pack and just stayed there and then finished a distant fourth. So I'm sorry, Mark, or whoever the hell the contestant was on Friday. Sorry. I have a lot of pressure to pick a winner every week, and I had been 3 for 4 up until Friday, including the previous week when my horse won by 7.5, 8 lengths.
Nobody could do better without fixing it.
Fixing it? You better watch yourself, mister. They're going to kick your ass right out of Gulfstream.
What?
And for a guy like you that needs all the friends you can get. So anyway, Sam says, I don't know what the hell he said. There were a lot of winning men kissing. And I guess that...
I see, like on the lips, like John Travolta?
I don't know, like John Travolta and his nanny. By the way, we'll take that picture down when we're good and ready. So you don't need to send me any more emails about, oh, come on, take that picture down. I guess that bothers a lot of the macho men out there.
All right.
The idea of John Travolta kissing some fag on the lips. Little tongue action. Scientology faggery going on there. Yeah, that's right. Here's the poll from George on Friday. And by the way, that's not my poll I put up there. It's some listener's poll about you, and did they listen? Did you see that one?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's on there now. I didn't do that just out of spite, and I had no idea what the result would be. I think it's, I don't know. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. What should be done about Octomom Nadia Suleiman is the poll. Octomom, that crazy bitch. Take away her fertility doctor's license, $290. Confiscate her uterus, $186. Baker Act her, $129. Nothing, $117. I got a better idea. It's not on here.
That's sort of on there.
Stick her in the desert, don't give her a map, $87.
Yeah, that's that.
Take her children away, $80. That's what I voted. Stick her in the desert, don't give her a map.
Mm-hmm.
See if she can do it again, $66. Help her in every way possible, $22. Oh, yeah. That would help. That would help the whole situation. Just blow her crazy ass away. Oh, I'm a baby factory. I don't have any husband. I don't have any money. I don't have any job. I don't have anything. But I got 14 kids. I've got lots of kids, How can you even remember the names when you've got 14 kids?
Maybe she's got a system.
Yeah. Are you faxing me something now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Is it something important or what?
Sure, yeah.
Is it like about the top 800 talk hosts in the world?
No, even more important than that.
You made the list, Neil. You're down to number 89. Even the Goddess Beach. Of course, she's not on. I guess you probably talked about that. She's not on the air anywhere?
Briefly, I posted that one story, and then somebody called and said something about it. That was that.
And I really don't know how that... She what?
She's not on Nova M anymore, and she might resurface in West Palm or not.
Or not.
That's about what we said.
Well, look at this. George is at Gulfstream this Friday. That's what you just faxed me.
Yes.
Come by for great horse racing, play a little bit of poker, maybe hit the slots for big money. I kicked ass at Woodbine all week. Oh, my God, did I kick some big... Let me tell you about Paco in Vancouver. And the $5 slots, which he insisted on playing against my better judgment, and won $2,000. God, won $2,500 as a matter of fact. The worst thing that can happen is take somebody who has no business gambling and have them win.
Right.
The worst thing that... Although then he did go with me Wednesday to Woodbine and lost his ass playing $5 slots. And I said, there you go. He doesn't seem to want to go back anytime soon. To which I say...
All right.
Excellent.
Yeah. MONDAYSUCKS.
This is Eyewitness News.
Here now, Barack Obama.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to speak briefly about the state of our economy. We don't need to do anything. We should do nothing. We'll also provide a $350 billion tax credit to folks who are struggling to pay the costs of their corporate jets. With that, I'll take some of your questions.
Are you high?
I have no idea. I really don't.
Are you a transsexual and have a story to tell?
Yes, it is absolutely true.
And what's your favorite position? Reverse cowgirl?
No, upside down on my desk.
That's a little kinky.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, 10:18 at 560 WQM. Neil at neilrogers.com. There's a lot of crap coming in already on the emails. I guess they missed me real bad.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't miss them. Oh, you can't say that. I didn't miss this at all. The only thing I would miss is if I walked away right now would be the paycheck. And believe me, that ain't what it used to be. Oh, man. Oh, you guys are making all that big money and you're crying. That's right. Everybody's crying. It's the American effing way, man. Cry a lot. Oh, anyway, I didn't get to the thing, your promo.
Oh.
Join George this Friday, 10 to 2 at Gulfstream Park and Casino in Hallandale. Come by. I already read this.
Yes, you did.
Enjoy some great food and drinks while Neil and George get you ready for the Fountain of Youth Stakes. By the way, Dan LeBastard, we got a spy report from somebody. Where is it in my pile? Let's get to it right away, because I'm just wounded to the quick. Oh, here it is. LeBastard was ripping you for doing the horse racing show, saying it's the worst radio he's ever heard, and apparently you've given up. Oh, yeah. It's the worst radio he's ever heard. I guess he don't listen to the rest of the crap they got on that station. Why would I care what Dan LeBastard thinks?
I don't know.
And obviously he listens,
as
opposed to me who don't listen to any of it. I don't listen to any of this crap.
It was like those 2 spy reports we got last week about where a lot of the phony emails are coming from.
Yeah,
and with the Sid show and everything like that. They're obsessed, everybody over there.
Well, what did they say?
The spy report, remember, one came in before you left on vacation, saying that it was Josh Friedman, who Beast says that it is not, because they're in touch, I guess, with each other.
Who says?
The Beast says that it's not Josh Friedman.
Sending
the phony emails.
Little fat, rotund,
another one from,
obnoxious people hang out together.
A little bird. Somebody created a fake email account just to be a little bird, saying that it's somebody associated with the Sid Rosenberg show.
Oh, I'm sure of that.
Or Sid himself.
He's obsessed.
Obsessed, yes.
Obsessed. And evidently so is LeBastard. Hey, Danny boy, that's for you. No extra charge. I think the horse racing thing is fun.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's not, who had the biggest penis at the NFL Combine? Oh, my God, what a bunch of faggery. Believe me, I know faggery from years and years of personal experience, and believe you me, there is nothing more faggy than that NFL Combine. Maybe the big is going to come out tomorrow when he comes back. Here's the poll we got going on there now. 436 votes. Now, if we were across the street, we'd already have 50,000 votes.
Right.
Because they got this humongous audience in their own mind. How many days did you listen to George while Neil was on vacation? I don't understand. Oh, I see. Okay. Because there were 5 days.
Right.
436 votes. Are you kidding? None of them, 203. 46.5% claim they didn't listen to you at all last week. I don't believe it.
Me either.
Liars. Are you kidding? All of them, 131, 30%.
About 30, man.
2, 44. 3, 39. And 4 days, 19. Only 19. What?
Nothing. They must. Which day of the week did they avoid, I wonder?
The bad one. Maybe Friday when Suds was on.
No.
That was kind of fun, Suds being there.
It is fun. See, I discovered that
It's the worst radio he's ever heard in his life, and he's given up. Yeah, I'm not giving up. I'm still here. Still collecting a big, fat check, a lot more than you'll ever make, Mr. Hotshot, Mr. Big Shot, Mr. the Cubans won the World Series, not the Marlins. What a disgrace. Here's another one from the fake Tom Jicka. Heard that Kevin Rogers was on WQM this weekend. Would you know anything about that? Even if he would have been, you wouldn't know about it. Kevin Rogers from across the street who got canned over there and who sucks. So it's possible because if, like you say, if it sucks and it's really, really bad, and if Jolly Joe and Clarence like it, it's going to suck and it's going to fail. Anybody know about Kevin Rogers being on QM this weekend? I'm talking like out loud, just because I know you're not going to have an answer.
No, sorry. Somebody
Maybe
will.
Flea would know about that. Flea is a Yenta. He's a real Yenta.
That's fine.
That's fine?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Faster than a touch-tone phone. Louder than a pneumatic drill. Able to sidestep reality in a single bound.
Look, they're on the phone.
It's a rabid moose.
It's a brilliant jackass.
Jeez, do you believe these people?
No, it's Yenta Man.
Okay. That was just for Flea, a Yenta. He's a good guy, but he's a virgenta. Anyway, P.R. Ralph, your close personal Puerto Rican friend, says Cactus Cafe. Was it the one on Broadway in Ash? No, it wasn't that one. It was the one around the corner from Burrard. What the hell's the name of the street it's on? Robson Street. Robson. I don't know. Because we ate at this one, and Jesus Christ, the food was great, says P.R. Ralph. Jesus Christ. And the men Jesus kissing, Christ. They do it in Europe all the time. Nothing wrong with that. George, big kiss for you. Moi, it says. Moi.
Not on the lips.
I can't stand that moi stuff, you know. I hate that. It's phony and sincere. If you're going to kiss somebody on the lips, pucker right up, baby. Stick it right in there, in the tongue, too. Mary Beth says, I haven't heard you talk about it, but have you seen the movie Twilight? No, never heard of it. You know of it?
That sounds familiar. Say more. Tell me more.
It's based on the books by Stephanie Meyer.
Oh, the vampire movie?
Well, why are you asking me? How the hell do I know? I just got through saying I don't know.
You might like it because
it says Robert Pattinson is worth seeing the movie. Welcome back. Thanks, Mary Beth. Robert Pattinson. I wonder if he looks like Alex Campbell.
So I was going to say.
Jesus, God, is he pretty.
So I was going to say.
Yes?
You might like it because all the teenage girls are all a dither about it. They're all obsessed.
Whoa.
With it. Yeah, so. Sounds
like there's something in it for me, like Fredo said.
Maybe.
He told me there was something in it for me. Just for me. I didn't know it was a hit.
That was on again over the weekend, so.
I know, I saw it. And I watched it.
Me too.
I actually, going out to Vancouver, I watched it on the plane also. Mm-hmm. Got it, part 2. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Part 2 was on again. And I love when Al Pacino is giving Fredo the big hug, and he looks at Al Neary with that knowing look, and they look at each other like the little wink and blink and a nod, you know? Mm-hmm. Robbie Patterson, do I have to look him up?
You might have to.
You sound like a real faggot to us. Well, I am. And I make no apologies for it. Speaking of faggots, Adam Oshmak is back from Kitchener-Waterloo. Didn't take very long. Good to hear your voice again. Glad to hear you had a good time in Vancouver. Just to follow up from something George was talking about on Friday, Marlon Jackson's Slaveland does exist. There was a BBC article on it a while back. And then he's got a follow-up to that with a long... I send it to George next time he's on. Or send it to George now. Why do they send me stuff to talk about with what you were talking about?
I don't know. Suds brought it up. I didn't believe that it was a real Slaveland. I had never heard of it. I doubted whether or not it was a real place. I think Lee Googled it, didn't find anything, but apparently it is a real place.
Yeah.
Where you can relive the slave experience. Nothing. The end.
Is it like an amusement park? I hear it's an amusement park.
I was just going to say. Something of the sort.
Brandon says, welcome back, Pally. While you were off, I caught a bit of Bubba, and he said something very interesting. Well, that's a novelty. He was reading the top 100, and he was pissed off that both him and Howard were not higher up on the list. He said Howard should have been at least 10, and Bubba right under him at 11. Also, we said while you were hovering around in the 80s, you should have been at least 50, not 10 or 11 like him or Howard. Sounds to me like you're beneath him. I don't want to be beneath him, next to him, above him, or anywhere near him. And anybody who pays attention to that list has got a real serious ego problem. Nobody cares about friggin' Talkers Magazine.
Holy Mackinac! This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and you're listening to the Hockey Authority, Neil God.
Hi, kids. I'm Alex Rodriguez. I'm here to tell you to stay off steroids and other performance-enhancing drugs because they will destroy your career and life. Just look at me. I'm the richest man in baseball, and I nail Madonna. Okay, maybe I'm a bad example, but at least I didn't sleep with Mindy McCready when she was 15, right, Clemens? Yeah! Who's the man? Yeah! Remember, kids, steroids bad for you, etc., etc. Hey, somebody bring my limo around. I have to go not write an alimony check. It's good to be A-Rod.
10:31 at 560 WQAM. I've got some bad news for Mary Beth. Your taste is in your tuchus, honey. I looked up Robert Pattinson during the break.
The guy from Twilight or something?
Yes.
Okay.
He is so ugly that it's an embarrassment.
See, I had a feeling that you might say that.
Why is that?
Because when the phenomenon started going on, you know, the trailers were on every 5 minutes for that movie.
Yeah.
And everybody was going all goo goo gaga, all the teenage girls. I thought, here we go again. Just another face on TV
Ugly.
That's all they got to be.
I mean, butt ugly. Real, super ugly. You know who he's even uglier than? Corey Feldman.
Wow.
Which that show, the two Corys, oh, my God. Have you seen Corey Haim lately?
Not lately, no.
Well, that's...
Not as much as I used to.
That's what God does to you.
Good, in their case.
You get older and you look like crap. In addition to which, from what I read about, he's an a-hole, Corey Haim.
Yes, I've heard this, too.
This is the popular rumor. But then again, who cares, you know?
Right.
But Robert Patterson, man, what I dropped in the bowl this morning looks better than him. Trust me, Mary Beth. So you better get some glasses, honey. Better dig up Ranieri and see if he can hook you up with some Magnavision reading glasses. Because your eyesight is bad. Either that or your taste is in your tuchus, like I said.
She's not alone.
If she's jonesing for him, maybe she is alone. If you know what I mean.
Uh-huh.
Oh, here's another one about LeBaster who doesn't listen regularly to the show. He just happened to turn in the QM after the Heat Raptors trade. Instead heard horse racing, which he said is boring. I don't really care what he likes or anything about him or anybody else over there. How do you like that? Right. So you can save all the sputum from across the street, because most of the stuff is coming from there anyway.
They're all huddled in a conference room listening to the show.
That's right. That's their hobby, is listening to this show and crank emailing it.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't surprise me the least bit if they got, what's his name?
What's his name?
Chamba and his partner in crime.
Sure.
They got him in a little room over there.
They're members of the panel.
They probably got their own phone system hooked up for them over there.
They're on the committee.
Either that or it's Jolly Joe's got him in the conference room. That wouldn't surprise me. Remember what Joe Feinberg said?
Right, they'll do anything.
They'll do anything to destroy our station. And just like Joe Bell, whoever these people are, I don't know, I've been on vacation. Trying to forget them. Now, Barry Jackass sends me this, the fake Barry Jackass, and also the fake Tom Jicka is just all over the place. See, I know it's not the real Tom Jicka because this is all about radio, and the real Tom Jicka don't give a crap about radio anymore. What?
Good point.
Yeah, he never writes anything about radio. So I know that all these are fake, in addition to which he doesn't have our secret code word on there. And he also, since he got outed as being on Rosenberg's show a couple of weeks ago and ripping me an ass, or sitting by passively while I was being ripped an ass. When he was outed on this show for doing that, I've never heard from the real Tom Jick again with the real password.
Huh.
Yeah. Maybe he's embarrassed that he's on there ripping me behind my back, just like he used to do with Sandy Payton years ago. That's okay, Tommy. This is the following message attributed to Randy Rhoads was recently posted on the Randy Rhoads Show website, says Barry Jackass, to all. And I know I got this like 2 weeks ago. I'm sure I read it.
I even posted a story about it when I was doing
Nova M Radio has not yet corrected the problem that's kept me off the air. Despite my strong desire and readiness to broadcast my show, respecting the employer-employee relationship that's existed, she's done. She's finished. She's off. In light of the most recent developments, my show will be seeking a new home, she says. I would ask for your continued patience and indulgence in respecting my rights during this time. Your unwavering support is cherished. Thank you, and I'll see you in someday. Randy Rhoads. She's off the air.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know whether they canned her ass or they just didn't want to pay her anymore or she walked out in a huff like she usually does. I don't know what the deal is.
Nope.
Did we do the break at 25? Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't cross it out. See, I'm out of practice. I was on vacation a week.
No worries,
and believe me, that vacation did me a lot of good.
Did it?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Like I said, I won like crazy at Woodbine.
Good.
Like crazy, like a madman. Found me a good machine.
Man.
Couple of good machines, man. And yesterday, my Indian friend was there with his girlfriend, bitch. Oh. Don't get me started on that.
Okay.
Super friendly. Now, either he's very naive. I mean, is it possible to be naive when I'm as much of a lech and a leer as I am? I don't think so. I mean, I make it so obvious. It is?
Yes, it is possible.
Well, he's very friendly. God. I'm telling you, a lot of those people from India are really beautiful people, man. Holy moly.
I'm not arguing with you.
Anyway, the fake Tom Jicha says Tom Leykis closed down the talk format at CBS Radio's KLSX in Los Angeles Friday afternoon with an abbreviated 2-hour show leading into the station's previously announced flip to top 40 as 97.1 AMP radio at 5 p.m. We will resurface when the time is appropriate, Leykis said, advising fans to check his MySpace page for updates. Taking his last caller out bong hit in Lacey Peterson's style, Leykis finished up the show by playing Joe Jackson's I'm the Man, saying the lyrics are about me, followed by one last, blow me up, Tom. I mean, you talk about a no talent, that's Tom Leykis.
Mm-hmm.
No talent, none. Likas began his last show on the station by ripping midday co-host Frank Kramer, who Likas alleged suggested on Friday, Frosty, Heidi, and Frank show that Likas' refusal to take a pay cut led to the station's demise. Likas, doing a show from the station rather than the show's accustomed studio on the Paramount Pictures lot in Hollywood, said Kramer accused me of being the culprit for the end of the format here, and here's what he said. He said that everybody here was willing to take a pay cut to keep the format going except me, that I was the only one who refused to take a pay cut. Well, I challenged him to prove that. Of course, he doesn't have a radio show anymore on which to prove it because, number one, I'll bet this week's salary that Mr. Kramer did not voluntarily take any pay cut. I'd like to see the proof. And on top of that, nobody ever asked me to take a pay cut here. It just didn't happen. Why would he say that? Why would he say on the air he cares more about radio than I do because he was willing to take a pay cut and I wasn't? Well, this sounds like a bunch of childish crap to me. That's Likas. Now, I know they were drinking in here. I know they were boozing. Maybe it was the booze talking. But I want to tell you that I have a contract, that the company has just treated me great. I'm as happy as a clam, and I think maybe a little booze in there. Maybe Frank's a little jealous. Likas facetiously offered Kramer a job working on his Santa Ynez Valley ranch, working the fields and doing his podcast from Likas' ISDN studio. Former Likas producer Eric Braverman, most recently PD at Citadel Talk KABC Los Angeles, visited Likas in the studio for the final show, which featured Likas' Flash Friday bit and calls from well-wishing fans. I haven't had a complaint in the world about his treatment by CBS, Likas told one caller, noting he'd been given 8 days' notice was being a chance to say goodbye on the air. Unlike Mike Ranieri, who was unceremoniously not given a chance to say goodbye on the air, like most people are not. They call you in after what they determine is your final show, and you're gone. And they never let you come back and say, goodbye.
Right.
Goodbye.
That was embarrassing.
That was terribly embarrassing. Ranieri had been on IOD for about 145 years, and they treated him like crap, although they did have to pay him for a whole year for not working.
That's
which I found most amusing.
But to not let him say goodbye, I mean, he's the kind of person that would not have said anything.
That's right. He wasn't going to knock them or rip them an ass. It just wasn't his style. He was going to say ooga booga one final time and looky,
y'all
here comes
Cookie. Y'all got to. Y'all
That's right. Y'all hold it real tight and squeeze it. But no, because these people are heartless, relentless bastards, and you know they're like a sponge in this business. They use you and they squeeze every drop of blood out of your ass, and then they just toss you away.
Oh, God.
Good morning, Americans. It's Paul Harvey. Stand by for news. Lenora and James Litchfield of Tacoma, Washington, had both lost their jobs. She at the broom factory and he as a bricklayer. Financial Times being what they were, Lenora decided that she could begin a life of prostitution. Her husband, less than thrilled with the idea, just ignored her. But as time passed and bills mounted, financial necessities got the better of them, and Lenora began her life of prostitution. One night later, she returned with a huge wad of cash and fessed up to her husband that she indeed had begun prostitution. Although upset, he asked her how much she made. She gleefully announced $398.10. The husband, puzzled, looked at his wife and said, well, who paid 10 cents? And she replied, everybody. Paul Harvey. Good day.
Wow. 10:45 at 560 WQM. That was moderately amusing.
Yeah.
Robert Patterson is worth seeing the movie. Hey, Mary Beth, like I said, I can't believe that anybody could have that bad of a taste.
The movie turned into a phenomenon. They had to extend the showings in theaters. They were watching it like Rocky Horror. The girls were coming back over and over again. It was like a Jonas Brothers kind of thing for a while there.
Yeah, with the exception of the fact that at least Joey Jonas is hot. This kid's not even lukewarm. He's not even tepid.
That's because he's a vampire.
He is grotesque. He looks like Kimbo Camper's ass on a bad day. Oh, speaking of jocks, got a celebrity jock death. Very sad because this guy went to Michigan State. Brad Van Pelt dies at 57, former Giants linebacker. Remember Brad Van Pelt?
Oh, yeah. No.
Five-time Pro Bowl player who played with the Giants, helped form one of the NFL's best linebacking corps in the early 80s. Has died. He was 57. He was found dead Tuesday by his fiancée at his home in Harrison, Michigan. I have no idea where Harrison, Michigan is. I lived in Michigan for a long time. I never even heard of Harrison, Michigan. He died from an apparent heart attack, the Giants said. A second-round draft choice out of Michigan State in 1973, Van Pelt played 14 seasons in the NFL, 11 with the Giants. That's a lot of naked showers, man. Although he played only on one winning team in New York, he made the Pro Bowl 5 consecutive seasons from 1976 through 80. His only winning season with the Giants came in 81, when Lawrence Taylor was drafted and the team made the playoffs for the first time in 18 seasons. And it goes on and on and on. Somewhere in here it goes on about how he had a drinking problem, a little bit of a booze problem, I think. Where the hell did I... Oh, yeah. In addition to his son Bradley, who spent 3 seasons as backup quarterback in the NFL with Denver and Houston, survivors include 2 other sons. Another son, Justin, died of an accidental overdose of painkillers and booze in 2001. Oh, boy.
It's north of Lansing, northwest of Saginaw.
Harrison, Michigan?
Yeah.
Well, I went to school in East Lansing, and I never heard of it. Never heard of it.
I think it's
Harrison,
a truck
Michigan.
stop on the highway there.
It's a truck stop on the highway?
No.
Wouldn't surprise me at all.
Look too
By
big.
the way,
It's one of
Chicken
them
Neck sent me
dots.
some stuff, but it's the wrong stuff. He sent me the things go better with Coke spots, like that.
Another cold and windy day.
But he didn't send me the one I was looking for, which was the Fortunes. It's the real thing. Remember that?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
You're trying to find it?
Yeah, and the song, too.
The birds are holding too cold to stay. And now I feel my mind is turning.
You can kill some really good time with this. It sure beats horse racing.
And think of times when I would laugh. I open up some Coke and smile. And then my mind's free for a while. Things are better with Coca-Cola. Things go better with Coke.
The Bee Gees reminding you that Coke has that taste you'd never get tired of.
Yeah. I think that was Cousin Goosey. I'm not sure. Doesn't sound like him, but I recall him doing those Coke spots. Cousin Goosey. You think?
Maybe.
Doesn't sound like him at all. Because one thing about him, when he did spots, he wanted to make sure that everybody knew it was him. You know, he would do that, that Johnny Dark thing. Yeah, I'm sure that was Johnny Dark with all those crank calls on IOD. So whatever we say about you and those stupid flannel shirts, Johnny, you deserve it and then some. And what's with the fake Tom Jicka today all worked up to a frenzy? Fake Barry Jackass, fake Tom Jicka, fake yada yada yada, fake radio station, fake management, fake ownership. God. Who the hell is Paul Diamond? Welcome back. Last week was awful. George kept going on and on about sticks and people and pole vaulting and such.
Yeah.
Oh, rib sticks.
Yeah, that's John ZTR.
I had to find a new AM radio station to listen to. I began to feel as he was making fun of the audience, perhaps even wasting our time, Mon. Oh, yeah, Mon. Oh, Rasta Paul. You're right, that's him. What's Fershke got to say? If you get a chance, can you pretty please play that bit George played while you were away? It was Cat singing a Guns N' Roses song. My batteries died on the radio. What?
The Cat song. That's ancient. That's older than you.
I don't have that, do I?
Yeah, you do.
What's it under?
Cat song.
Cat in a Kettle. Oh, Cat song.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that one.
Older
I'll
than
get to it
Methuselah,
eventually.
yeah.
It's long. It's almost 3 minutes long.
We were talking cats.
And that day I couldn't hear the show, but it was told it was hilarious. Please, please play it. Okay, I will. It's coming up. Fershke. Frisky Fershke. Mary Beth says, did you look at the Twilight vampire picture of Robert Pattinson? It looks better than that him in real life. Looks better than him in real life. Sorry to be a chronic. I got news for you. I saw a whole bunch of pictures of him, and every one he looked uglier than the previous one, okay? Quit trying to peddle Robert. Maybe she's his agent. Maybe she's got a Robbie Patterson blow-up doll. I don't know. Ugly. Real ugly. Nicht from here, okay? You enjoy him. Have a good time with him, honey. Screw his brains out, okay? Whatever. But nicht from here. I'm not interested. Especially after having seen that movie, what is it again? Siblings.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't want to see, you wouldn't enjoy it.
Wouldn't I? Does anybody
I don't know, you might. There's no new chicks in it.
The girls don't get naked?
No.
Then.
And neither does he. Oh, speaking of that, what a segue. Guess who I got, and I'm sure this is from the real...
Phil Latzman.
Well, maybe it's not. I don't think the real Phil Latzman would rip Hank, would he?
He might, but nevertheless.
Maybe I shouldn't read it then. Went to Cheetah Lounge in Hallandale last night and saw Fat Hank bellied up to the bar handing out $20 bills to get groped.
That ain't Phil Latzman.
What?
Phil Latzman's a gentleman, so even if he was there, he wouldn't be saying anything about it.
That's what I'm thinking.
Or talking like that.
But it is kind of funny, though.
Then go for it.
What a pitiful and disgusting sight. As I was leaving, I complimented him on his 30% season on ESPN picking NFL games. What a worthless toad, it says. Mm-hmm. I listened to George all last week, and he sounded great. Best Phil.
Thanks, Phil. I still don't think it was him.
No. Well, he has sent us some real ones, though, in the past, but I don't know.
Maybe we could work out a code.
Yeah, well, the people that have a code like Jicka, they don't use it anymore, so I don't know whether it's him, who sends me this long thing about Stern and about Sirius and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, when they got bailed out there last week, the stock went from a dime up to 20 cents and then went right back down to 13, I saw. How do you like that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm serial. And what did I tell you in the beginning? People aren't going to pay for something they can get for free, okay? Now, on cable TV, different story. Because it's entertainment. It's like movies and sports and stuff that you can't get for free.
You can't get it for free. That's right.
That's right. I wish I could get it for free. I wish I could get it for anything. Speaking of Alex, whatever his name is, Ned Campbell's younger sister,
hard enough.
brother. What?
You ain't trying hard enough.
I should be hard enough with all those damn soft Cialis ads I keep getting on my... Oh, my God.
Super Viagra.
Every day. Super Viagra, Super Dave, Super this. Oh, my God. Must be a lot of limp guys limping around through life. Just millions of those damn things. The fake Barry Jackass is back. He says, I'm hearing that Clear Channel may look to hire Jeff DeForest for mornings on WINZ when the station flips to Fox Sports. Wow. Talk about stiff competition. He could bring that .3 over to a 940. Seems like the radio chronics are just out of control. I guess that's because you probably ignored them last week. Did you?
I read emails every now and again. But
sparingly.
Sparingly, right.
You take calls.
I take calls, and I don't read the fake emails.
Well, why not?
Because that's all you. That's all you, man.
That's me?
That's all you.
That sounds like a shot to me. No, I'm leaving.
Bye.
In fact, this morning, I looked at the alarm clock. It was like 8:05.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought to myself, I'm going to send George a note and tell him I'm out sick. Then I realized I just finished vacation. It wouldn't, it wouldn't look good.
New heights of slacking.
Yeah. Well, you know what LePage says? I just have given up.
The fortunes, they know all the answers.
I know it, you know it too.
I think that's Cousin Goosey.
Worries only make you blue. When your troubles do anything.
Oh, guess who else is on here? Everybody who ever cut a record is on here doing these Coke spots.
Dig this, gang. Something very, very personal from Gary Lewis and the Playboys.
You say you miss someone, well, so do I. You cry it's over and done with, well, so do I. You want someone to joke with, sit around and have a cope with. Funny thing, so do I.
Hi, this is Gary. Gary Lewis. Yeah. What are you doing? Want to have a Coke? Yeah, right now.
No, as a matter of fact, I'm drinking my caffeine-free Diet Pepsi right now. Oh, jeez. Because I believe that things go better with caffeine-free Diet Pepsi. I could be wrong about that.
I agree with you.
You agree?
It's my favorite.
I wonder what Phil Latzman thinks about that.
Oh, Neil.
Am I supposed to be doing a spot here? Oh, yes.
Phil Latzman.
Well, I already threw that page away, you know. I don't want to catch you off guard because you got so much to do there, so much to handle.
I know, it's all right. Don't worry about it.
Now that we're down to a two-man show. Oh, well, we need the extra people on all those the important sports shows, Neil. Oh.
This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain. Any questions?
thought this was funny.
No, it's long, remember?
Oh, that's right, it's good.
And old.
Long is good.
Someday soon I think I'll retire, play with yarn and chew on wire, hang out with Garfield if that's the life I choose. This alley just ain't safe no more. A Chinese guy just moved next door. I don't want to end up as cake out at Mr. Woo's.
Ah, come here. Nice, a kitty. Nice. Mr. Wu has got something special for you. Come here, little action. I'm going to grind you. Oh, come here, kitty.
Oh, yeah, that was just a panic, let me tell you. 11:03 at 560 WQM. I apologize profusely for playing that. George is up to it.
That's me.
Yeah. George probably is Fershke on the
That's right. Now
on the email.
It's all falling into place now.
Fake Larry King says George sucks on the air.
Mm-hmm.
His show is something you would expect here on WVUM or Piper High's radio station. They talked about nonsense for 4 hours each day. Well, thanks for listening, Fake Larry.
For 4 hours each day.
Right. Woo! Let's take a look at the poll. While everybody's ripping George an ass. Not everybody, just some. 532 votes. How many days did you listen to George while Neil was on vacation? Are you kidding? None of them. 249. 46.8%. Are you kidding? All of them. 163. 30.6%. 2 days, 51. 3 days, 46. 4 days, 23. But Fake Larry King listened 4 hours every day.
Right.
All 5 days. Are you kidding? Thank God they're not kidding with us, I'll tell you that. Ron says the intermissions on the Internet are much better now, thanks to someone. Thanks to Flea.
Right.
Give them some more of your good old Schmidt, says Ron. That's right. Good old Schmidt. I got unlimited amount. The fake Tom Jicka, do you really want to hear this whole thing about it? In fact, let's take a look and see how Sirius is doing today. Oh, Robert Patterson, give me a break. Oh. And what was she trying to say? That if you looked at him from 100 miles away with Magnavision reading glasses, he looks almost human. 13 cents, it's hanging right in there. It was 10, then it went up to 20 on that big news that they got bailed out, and now they're back to 13. They haven't gone bankrupt quite yet, but the day is coming. Shock jock Howard Stern dismissed his financial troubles plaguing SiriusXM Radio Inc. as growing pains and said he believes satellite radio will be a successful business. Right. Even as Sirius shares plunged to a historical low of 5.2 cents on Wednesday, following reports the company is preparing for a possible bankruptcy filing, Stern, whose team is paid $100 million a year by Sirius, was unfazed. Let me ask you, if you were getting paid $100 million a year, would you be phased?
No.
Phased out, maybe. Everybody's wondering about this whole bankruptcy thing with Sirius, the self-proclaimed king of all media, said on the satellite radio program. I'm not concerned. I think satellite radio is great. It'll be a successful business and will survive, he said. New York Times reports Sirius have been working with advisors on a possible Chapter 11. Well, we know all that. So this is old news, Tommy. Fake Tommy Jicka. Old news. Bop, 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 beep, 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 boop, 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 boop. A spokesman for Stern didn't return calls on Wednesday. Asked what Stern's next contract negotiations would look like, assuming he wants to renew, James Gross at Barrington Research said, let's presume the company remains intact. I don't know if a contract of that nature would be written. If they lose him completely, it's like a certain amount of listeners wouldn't stay. Bada-beep, bada-boop, bada-bob. And the beat goes on. It does say in here he used to have like 12 million listeners when he was on terrestrial radio in all those markets, while analysts estimate his daily satellite audience to be about 1 to 2 million. So the overwhelming majority of the audience have said, oh, well, we got to pay for that? No, thanks. No, thank you. Isn't that what I predicted?
Yep.
The overwhelming, I mean, how many people would pay like even 30 cents to listen to this show? Nobody. Nobody in their right mind. I better slow down a little bit. I'm out of practice, after a whole week vacation.
So I'm not having much success
with what?
Finding that song, but it's on YouTube.
What song?
That Fortunes song.
Oh, it's the real thing.
I think they might even have the old commercial on there.
Yeah.
I'm looking for it.
Well, I've got it here somewhere in this place, but I'm not going to spend all my time going through cartons worth of old CDs, Because he sent it to me, and since he sent it to me in the past, he's got to have it now, Chicken Neck, but I don't know.
The Fortunes, they know all the answers.
That's not the one.
No? Oh, wait then.
That's the one I got.
The Fortunes, they know all the answers.
That's what I got here. That's Things Go Better with Coke. Not good.
That's all they got.
Maybe we just don't got it.
No.
I mean, I can live without it, but I like those. Those are good spots. And by the way, be sure to take advantage of the new dime a dozen on the Neil Rogers Show. You can get a dozen spots for a dime. This even transcends the... What? This is even better than the old dollar a holler. Dime a dozen. And that's a dirty dozen, of course, because if it's on this show, it used to be really dirty. Not anymore. They won't let us be dirty or even amusing, slightly. Fake Tom Jicka again is back. KLSX morning talk show host Adam Carolla riffed on what he called the sad state of Los Angeles radio on the penultimate show Thursday for the station, which on Friday replaced its all-talk platform with a top 40 format geared to younger listeners. As previously reported, KLSX ceased to exist in its current state at 5 p.m. last Friday. See, this is an old story. This is from last Thursday, Tom. You suck, Tom. Carolla didn't mince words when discussing the changeover. All you're going to hear on LA radio now is ranchera music in top 40, he said. What is ranchera music?
Sounds Mexican or Southwestern?
La Cucaracha,
just guessing.
La Cucaracha.
I really don't know.
He denounced the state of local radio where now you'll hear more Justin Tinkerbell and Rihanna, he said. Carolla also said he understood the decision by the station's parent company, CBS Radio, to be a business one. I don't take this personally. I have nothing bad to say about CBS. Carolla also announced Thursday he would start podcasting The Adam Carolla Show beginning Monday at adamcarolla.com. Well, what does that mean?
What's confusing?
He's going to start podcasting the show, and how's he going to make money doing that?
I don't know. Ads?
You got like a sales force or something, sales force? Oh, and by the way, who's the guy responsible for this copy? David Diza? Do we know who that is?
Nice guy. Big fan.
His copy blows.
Well, I'll tell him that you're not a fan of his copy.
I mean, well, it runs again later, but it's written by some goofball. But nevertheless, I'll change it around. I'll rewrite it.
Do it.
I'll start writing copy too. Okay, I'm not just going to be engineer here and fix all the equipment and
that's right.
Around. I got to write the copy too. That's correct.
And we're going to start selling our own spots.
Well, might as well. How about 100 for a dime? Okay, let me just from Dennis print this out. And I don't want to read this stuff off the off the monitor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I got the story about no workers' comp for employees shot protecting patron of McDonald's. I got that story, okay? It was on our thing somewhere. So Josh Cordes stopped by this morning before the show.
Yep.
To make it official, that's starting on March 1, which is not that far away. What's March 1st?
I'm
Sunday? Sunday.
Right. Saturday.
Saturday?
Wait, Sunday.
Sunday, like I said, because I'm always right. Fat Chris. Remember Fat Chris? I guess he's probably out of sight, out of mind. He's going to be posting the stories on our website, which not too many of you read because, we don't want to. We don't want to. Dennis says, long time, first time. I'm a long-time resident who first heard your show when you moved to QAM. I've been laughing with you ever since. It's funny, but I only listen to you and manage on QAM anymore. Tired of the sports-only guys. Info on Randy, Nova M Radio is declaring bankruptcy, are no longer paying their employees. Wow. Also, Maureen threw in 3 instead of her usual 1 obscure words in her latest column, abstruse, apricus, and screed. Nice going, Maureen, baby.
Oh, Neil. You're listening to Neil Rogers.
Spread 'em and say cheese. Another tough day on the jobs front. More layoffs being announced by another company.
Several major companies announced layoffs this week, including Dow Chemical.
It's getting serious. Thousands more people losing their jobs in the weeks ahead. Companies announcing major layoffs in manufacturing, finance, retail, and communications.
This is our moment. This is our time to restore prosperity and promote the cause of peace.
And I know that it's a wonderful world, but I can't feel it right now. Well, I thought that I was doing well, but I just want to cry now. Well, I know that it's a wonderful world, from the sky down to the sea.
Yesterday, 60,000 jobs nationwide that were cut.
Economic forecasters say the fresh layoffs are only the beginning, and they predict more significant job reductions in the next 6 months.
It really is grim news for the economy here.
So let us summon a new spirit of patriotism, of responsibility, where each of us resolves to pitch in and work harder and look after not only ourselves but each other. Yes, we can.
And I know that it's a wonderful world. I can't feel it right now. I got all the right clothes to wear. I just want to cry now. Cry now. Well, I know that it's a wonderful world, from the sky down to the sea.
The road ahead will be long. Our climb will be steep. But America, I have never been more hopeful than I am tonight that we will get there. I promise you, we as a people will get there.
And, of course, Jolly Joe Bell is taking a page out of the Barack Obama songbook with our own motto at QM, no we can't and no we won't. And no we didn't.
No, you didn't.
No, we didn't. We didn't and we ain't gonna. Socks the cat loses battle with cancer.
Aw.
Isn't that a shame?
Aw.
The only good cat is a dead cat. Oh, you can't say that. I just did. Here, kitty, 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 here, kitty. Oh, jeez. As media attention is centered on the rise of a new presidential administration, some may overlook one Clinton-era figure who may be facing the cancer battle of his life. Socks, who held the post of White House cat during Bill Clinton's 8-year presidency, has received a cancer diagnosis, and as he approaches his 18th birthday, geez, I didn't know cats lived that long.
Wow.
The disease may be further caused to predict that his days are numbered. Presidential historian Barry Landau, a longtime friend of Socks' current caretaker, ex-Clinton Secretary Beth Curry, told ABCNews.com the Clintons have been made aware of the situation. The President, Mrs. Clinton, and Chelsea were told about it a few weeks ago, Landau said. They were trying to schedule a visit so they can see him. Oh, no. Woo! Landau, who admits he thinks of himself as Socks' godfather or uncle, said the Clintons also told the doctor, what's the doctor's name? I don't know. It's chopped off. You know how that goes.
Yep.
Spare no amount of money. Do whatever you can that Socks gets the very best care. Socks was taken to the animal hospital Thursday and was put to, oh, I see, this is, it's all over.
Uh-huh.
Was put to sleep sometime Friday. He was cremated. So I guess he got the best care that money could buy, and muerto.
Yeah.
Put to sleep on Friday and was cremated. And probably Socks' ashes are in a little urn, and they're sitting on somebody's mantelpiece right now, the Clinton's mantelpiece. Or maybe the Secretary of State carries the ashes around in her purse. Who knows? Yes, Vase? No.
No.
Don't know, don't care. We don't care about putty cats on this show. Kitty cats. In fact, I forgot that the Clintons had a cat. A lot of lines we could use there, but not on this show.
Yeah,
not
I'm letting them all
station.
go
Right.
walk on by.
Jesse says, welcome back. What a long week without your many talents on the radio. Nobody in their right mind can listen to George. And I think I can speak for most listeners. All he talks about is him and how great of an athlete he is. I didn't know you were a great athlete.
Yeah, well, hang out with him sometime.
How he could be playing pro ball if he wanted to. What a bullshmitter.
Right.
His ego is bigger than his whole body.
That's exactly what I
Makes for
said.
a real boring show. Mm-hmm. Please, Neil, don't ever go on vacation again. Oh, I'm thinking about my next vacation right now, as a matter of fact. I enjoyed it very much. Mucho, mucho. And all they want to do is rip you an ass.
That John ZTR. Fat shut-in. That's all he does.
Really?
Yeah.
So now everybody that rips you is going to be John ZTR?
No, you can just tell, because that's what he was saying last week.
He was saying what?
He wrote a couple emails. Remember, you read a couple of them about why George doesn't get sports, so I humored one of them. You humored a couple of them. And he wrote back, and why don't I what? Get sports. I get it just fine.
You get it?
Yeah. Often.
566 on the poll. How many days did you listen to George while Neil was on vacation last week? Are you kidding me? None of them. 260, 46%. That percent's going down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding? All of them. 177, 31.2%. That one's going up a little bit. Not much. 2 days, 57. 3 days, 48. 4 days, only 24. Only 24. But, of course, that other fake emailer, Fake Larry King, he listened to all 4 hours, all 5 days.
Right.
Are you kidding? Speaking of are you kidding, the fake Jack Vermer says, welcome back. What was that?
That was me chuckling.
That sounded like Flea almost.
Oh, maybe it was.
Oh, and then you tell me that the Beast filled in one day for Flea last week?
Yeah, Thursday, food day, coincidentally.
That is, oh, yeah, what a porker. What a pig. What a disgusting, rotund little pig. Fake Jeff Rimmer says, I hope you enjoyed your vacation. Yes, I did. Lee and George did a great job. I was at the grocery store the other day and picked up pomegranate mango body wash by Soft Soap.
Wow.
Have you ever tried that combo? Yes, I have. It's great. They're all great. I was looking for the grapefruit scent, but I had no luck. Maybe it's a regional thing. Did you get that in Toronto on a visit back to Florida?
No, it's not regional. It's available here.
It's everywhere. Everywhere they sell body wash, you can get that pink grapefruit by Soft Soap. Looking forward to the show today, the fake Jeff Rimmer. Which reminds me, I haven't heard from the real one in a long time. Thank God. Oh, no wonder I'm in a good mood, relatively speaking. And Professor Dr. Henry K. Finkelstein feels that he's so important. See, this is the thing with these people, with their fake emails, is that if they get you to read one right away, this becomes their life. So he had to send this twice, because I didn't get right to it. And Daisy, who means well, but is just, maybe Daisy is crazy. Sends me the same Randy Rhodes thing that fake Barry Jackass sent before about, in light of most recent developments, my show will be seeking a new home. In other words, she's off the air. They're out of business, Nova M Radio, whatever the hell they were. They're gone. And once they're gone, they ain't coming back. Welcome back, Neil, says Professor Dr. Henry K. Finkelstein. Stein. First, I want to say George did a great job last week. I kind of like his topics and therefore don't understand people who bitch at George. Love you, George. The fake professor loves your ass.
Thanks, fake professor.
Neil, I just had dinner down in Aventura at the P.F. Chang's. It was okay. It's mediocre at best. Speaking of this, I had dinner there with the professor, our close personal MySpace friend, a long time ago, ages ago. I think that was our second lunch. And it was mediocre at best. The wife had the Mongolian beef, and it was pretty good. And this goes on, and what do I care what they ate for dinner? Why, Jesus, God almighty. Then as we make our way back to Broward, we stopped at Jackson's. Woo-hoo, it says. Is that joint good or what? Especially after you smoke one on the way.
Yep.
I had a thing called the kitchen sink, and it was the bomb, baby. Never had so much ice cream in my life. I thought about you because I believe you talked about this place before many times, but never made it down there. I'm a Jew from Boca. We don't go to Hollywood. Besides, there are too many goyim down there anyway.
Yeah,
way too much. Here comes the most perspicacious part of this email, of this fake email. Way too much beast on the air. Let's tune him out, Jolly Joe, and see if we can get George on the air maybe during the weekends, or maybe even instead of Adam Cooperstein on Sunday mornings.
Right.
That guy's good, but I'd like to hear George more during the Sunday morning church drive. It would be great. Love you guys. I'll be at Jackson's every other day this week. Professor Dr. Henry K. Finkelstein, CPA.
Wow.
Crazy person.
Is that what that stands for?
What?
Crazy person?
Yeah, Crazy Person Anonymous. CPA. That's what most of our emailers are. Crazy People's Anonymous.
Well, he's not
Neil
so crazy.
at neilrogers.com. That's our email address. Let's get those emails cranked up. I don't want to run out. I don't want to walk out of here with just my email in my hand. He said there was something in it for me, Mike. For me.
Biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Neil God.
President's Day. Do you think Lincoln was really gay?
Absolutely.
That's what some historians will say. Do you believe that he sashayed the beard you see? Is it gay or is it just manly?
It could go either way for me, but Abe took pills of mercury. Did he watch NASCAR? I don't know. Or dance ballet? Was his song Shook Me All Night Long or the YMCA? Was he gay? He wore black, but that goes either way. He freed the slaves, and with me that's okay. But did he drive a cabriolet?
11:31 at 560 WQAM. I'll tell you one thing, man. He was Ugly. Not as Ugly as Robert Pattinson, but close.
Who is?
Abe Lincoln.
Oh, yeah, well.
Really Ugly. Maybe that's why he had all that facial hair, to try to cover up all the zits and stuff, you know, all the bumps and warts new. Joe says, even if satellite radio survives another 5 years, it'll inevitably be supplanted by Internet radio. It's cheaper to maintain a farm of servers pumping out your multiple streams of programming than a handful of satellites and uplink centers. A farm of servers. Satellite radio is too compressed because of its bandwidth limits, making it sound like radio live from inside of a chandelier, not a problem for the mobile Internet. We just need to get the vultures in the record industry off our backs with their ridiculous licensing fees. How can you tell you're onto something good? The establishment wants to bleed you to death. I'm listening to you on my iPhone right now, and it sounds better than Sirius and FM. How do you like that?
Yeah.
Woo! Heavy duty. Even that old AM transmitter QM uses will one day soon give way to a little 1-foot-high box labeled WQM Internet Transmitter, Do Not Touch, in the closet right next to your PD. It's Joe. You believe that?
Yeah, why not?
A 1-foot-high box? And, of course, if it's labeled Do Not Touch, that's the end of us. It's like that pot that feeds the audio up here, you know.
Right.
Do not touch, do not change.
Oh,
do not
yeah.
So every board out that they hire in a place, the first thing they start potchking around with is that pot. Cut off the audio
what's this
feed.
button do?
Bunch of little children, man. No wonder you sound like you belong on, what is VUM?
Yeah.
It's little kiddie radio or Piper High.
That's high praise. I love that station. I wish I could pick it up.
We're good ones to talk about the signal. Pete says, in Asheville, North Carolina, no less, about Five Guys. I thought that was old news, Five Guys, but you know what? I'll take any emails we get.
Right.
Real ones, fake ones, make-believe ones, made-up ones, positive ones, negative ones, in-between ones, idiotic ones. We'll take them all. How were the calls last week, by the way?
You know, here and there.
Because I did hear a couple of minutes while I was waiting to talk to you about the horse racing on Friday
I'm
to volunteer my services. And, oh, boy.
Yeah.
I thought you got the intellectual callers. I guess not when I was listening.
You know, I wasn't the one that ever said that.
Yeah, you did.
No.
You said you're a slob. You're a fat slob.
Yeah, right.
Fat old faggot.
That was some.
I'm the one that gets the good callers.
Crank caller said that.
Well, how were they last week?
Here and there.
Spotty?
Yes. Intermittent.
Like our signal, intermittent.
Right.
Well, Pete says, Five Guys, not that good. The burgers are extra greasy and the fries are soggy. Fuddruckers burgers are much better. I'm getting choked up just thinking about it.
Don't cry.
How do you like that? Maybe that's in Asheville, North Carolina. They just don't, maybe it's not the right Five Guys, you know.
I don't know.
The burgers are extra greasy and the fries are soggy. I like extra greasy, but those little cheeseburgers, those mini burgers, at that place, the Cactus Lounge or whatever the hell it is in Vancouver, God, were those good. Little teeny tiny burgers.
Yeah.
With red onions, cheese, and red relish. That red relish that's just a touch. That's the kind of stuff they do there, all their dishes.
No, it's sweet even though it's red, the relish?
Yeah. Oh, it's delish.
I don't like really sweet relish.
You what?
I don't like sweet relish.
Well, you're not going there anyway.
Good.
You're not going to Vancouver?
No. Not good that I'm not going to Vancouver.
I will say one thing about Vancouver that's very similar to South Florida. I know that's surprising.
A lot of rednecks?
It's a beautiful place. The wrong people. Follow what I'm saying?
Yeah. People transplant.
Oh, yeah, a lot of rednecks. I'm shocked. Last year, maybe I just didn't notice. I don't know. Or maybe the population changed. Lots and lots of Chinamen. I should be used to that from Toronto, but oh my God, Vancouver, just oodles and oodles and oodles of Chinese noodles. Tons of Chinamen. Oh, and did I mention, I told you off the air, I didn't mention it on the air, all the cabs that I took, the yellow cab company, they use all electric cars, little yellow Beetles.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. And it's really neat when you look at that. Have you ever been in an electric car?
Yeah.
And you look at that little thing on the dash that shows the battery and the it's just, I don't know, it's unusual. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. And it shows how much energy it's using every time you hit the accelerator. I was going to say hit the gas, but
you're right.
And when they idle, when you come to a stoplight and they idle, it feels like the car stalled out because it's not vibrating. Right. Maybe they ought to put some sugar shockers in it, make it vibrate,
or just put a vibrator under the seat.
That would be good. I think the one cabbie he also had a turban on his head.
Really?
Punjabi.
Was it an electric turban?
Yeah. Lots of Chinamen in Vancouver, and lots of rednecks, like you said. Hillbillies.
Well, you're the one that said that the last time we were talking about it.
We talked about that on Friday when I came on for free to do the horse race thing, which, by the way, nobody thanked me for doing that.
Hey, thank you.
Not that I'm looking at my advanced age for any thanks or gratitude or anything like that, but it just struck me as being a little bit unusual. I guess it was expected that I was going to show up. How else were you going to find out what happened in the race?
Well, we would not have had the race on the air, for one thing. You would have still made your pick.
Probably would have been better.
Or we would have, using a dartboard. And then we would have, Steve would have told us whether or not we won or lost at some point. He would have sent a text or had somebody tell him.
That horse was really, that Dr. Ooga Booga, very disappointing. He never ran a lick. Now, you don't know that much about horse racing, but let me just tell you this. After all these years of harness racing and thoroughbreds, one of the worst things is, and of course I didn't have any betting interest in the race other than for the listener, but one of the worst things is betting a horse in a race, and at no point does he ever contend. Like in harness racing, the race starts and the horse breaks behind the starting gate. He breaks stride and finishes like 100 lengths behind the field, or doesn't even finish the race at all. Or like in thoroughbred racing, the starting gate opens and the horse just gets left in the gate and gives the field a 20-length handicap. Bumped twice at the gate, it said in the chart. And he just never got into a real contention at no point. Ooga Booga.
Oogles, boogles.
Well, there's a lot of pressure on there to pick the winner. I want to make a few bucks for these listeners, which I did pretty good the first 4 weeks. 3 wins in a second. This one finished 4th. Might as well have been 14th in a 9-horse field. There you go with that fake chuckle again. Why do you keep doing that? You hear that? George is doing a fake chuckle now. Oh, my God. No wonder they hate you like poison.
Yeah.
Now, one thing with you, they either love you or they hate you. There's no in between with you. There's nobody wishy-washy.
I'm not you. That's why I've always said, just have somebody else fill in for a week. Let's see how much...
yeah, you're not me. Well, just kiss the ground.
I want to bang you in the butt, honey.
What's up? This is former President William Jefferson Clinton, but you can call me Bill. And in honor of President's Day, I'm here to count down the top 10 little-known presidential facts. Here we go. Number 10. Thomas Jefferson was not a slave owner, but he did rent to own. Number 9. Martha Washington referred to George as my country daddy. Yo! Number 8. Ben Franklin was not a president, but he did play one on money. Number 7. To his friends, James Polk was known as Polk Diddy. Whoa, can a brother get some love on that one? Number 6. FDR once got his ride pimped by the scooter store. That's just how he rolled. Whoa. Number 5. James Madison actually preferred Little Debbie over Dolly. I'd eat them both. Number 4. Mary Todd Lincoln once asked Abe, hey, would it kill you to take me to the theater sometime? Oh, come on. It's an oldie, but it's a goodie. Number 3. James Monroe actually made the Louisiana Purchase on eBay. Who knew? Number 2. In private, W actually pronounces nuclear correctly. And here it is, the number one little-known presidential fact. I, Bill Clinton, once met a chubby intern in a windowless room near the Oval Office and just shook her hand. There you go, the top 10 little-known presidential facts. Hey, this is Bill. Peace out.
Yeah, shake this. 11:46, 14 till noon at 560 WQM. Nobody's got 2 dimes to rub together. Everybody's broke. Everybody's out of work. The states are bankrupt. The cities are bankrupt. Federal government is bankrupt. Probably all of your radio stations are going to go bankrupt.
Yep.
Max says, thank God you're back. See, this is the kind of crap that bugs me. This is probably another one of your buddy, John ZTR. I remember last Monday you were on vacation, so I just tuned back in now like most people. In other words, he don't want to give you a chance. No offense to George, but he's nowhere near as entertaining as you. Keep up the good work. See, that's just kissing my fat ass and giving you a gratuitous shot.
Whatever.
But maybe he would have enjoyed. Maybe he would have been entertained last week.
Maybe he can go F himself.
That's possible. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Maybe he's double-jointed like Ron Jeremy.
Yeah.
He can go S himself. Or F himself, or both of them. Oh, Steve Sloan. See, there's nothing more insincere. I mean, this is pathetic. There's nothing more insincere than when somebody says, you should have thanked me for that. And then, oh, well, thank you so much. Yeah, right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Neil, you're right. I should have thanked you for calling in on your vacation to help us with the race call. But you didn't. You didn't do it, Steve.
Hey, now.
It was really great, and I thank you. The Gulfstream client was also very appreciative and is loving the Pick the Ponies promotion. Well, guess what, Steve? Dan LeBaster don't like it. He thinks it's boring. He thinks I've given up, as if we care what he thinks.
Listen, don't knock Steve. He's actually listening and responding to something you said. That makes 3 people in the building now.
Should have thanked you for calling in on your vacation. Well, Duff was in there this morning while you were out deucing, joicing.
I said 3 people.
Duff and Steve and Flea.
That's it.
And that's it. Those are the only 3 people in the building who care about this show. We are orphans. We've been abandoned.
Right. Redheaded
I was thinking about that the other day while I was winning big bucks at Woodbine. I was thinking about that. When no matter how old you are, if your parents are both deceased, does that make you an orphan?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I think technically speaking, we'll have to look up the definition.
Well, I'm not talking about technicalities. I mean, this is more like on an emotional level, on a visceral level, as Mr. Ego would say.
I guess there's different degrees of being an orphan. Like if you have other family members that you can go to, you might technically be an orphan, but still doing all right.
I'm not talking about whether you're doing all right. I'm doing all right.
Well, there are kids that have their parents, still living, and they might as well be orphans.
That's a good point. I would agree with that. Yeah, and in fact, as I look back, but nevertheless, let's move on. Forward, not backward. My friend Scott in Denver says, welcome back again. George did a great job last week. See?
Thanks, Scott.
Best thing about his show is he just doesn't give a shit about anybody's comments, thoughts, or predilections of him. Always makes for a great time. Not to get too far off subject this morning. Well, what's the subject?
Right.
But I finally watched Bowling for Columbine last night. Can't say what took me so long to get to it, other than I refused to go to the movies, and I sit through children ruining the experience. That being said, I never realized what a total ass Chuck Heston is. No, not is, was. Was. Not is, was.
You son of a bitch.
Right. When Michael Moore confronted him at the end of the movie and he had no answers for anything at all was classic. I'll say one thing, though. After watching that movie, I'm about ready to get the hell out of this country. Anyway, you and George have a great week. Enjoying the cool mountain, clean air here in beautiful Denver. Your friend Scott. P.S. I hope I got all the spelling and grammar right. Like you, I can't stand it when others can't write a simple letter. Can't stand it. Hate it. Don't bother me. I'm used to it. Most people are relatively illiterate. Although when you read the emails, then you get a real good...
even with spell check and grammar correction on a lot of these email clients, they still can't write.
Diana says, this is... remember I was talking about the jockeys, so many of them being Latinos?
Yes, you mentioned.
Let me take a drink of my caffeine-free Diet Pepsi. It's the real thing. I heard the comment on your show today regarding jockeys from Latin America. You might not believe me, but there's a reason why there are plenty of jockeys coming from Latin America, especially Central Mexico, Guatemala, and Honduras. South, Peru and Bolivia. It goes back to the Aztecs in Central America and the Incas in the Southern Hemisphere. Inca Dinka Do. Indians historically, especially those tribes, are not physically big, and those countries still may hold many traits from those civilizations. Little guys, tiny people, midgets.
I was waiting for it.
They have a higher population of smaller sized, and at least you didn't do that fake chuckle that time, my God.
No, it wasn't fake at all.
They have a higher population of smaller sized individuals, making them ideal for jockeys. The jockeys in the U.S. predominantly come from those 5 countries mentioned. My family had many stables growing up in Colombia. My father used to hire jockeys from different places, and the best were always from the above mentioned. Peru, Bolivia, Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras. Inca Dinka Do. Anyhow, I enjoy your show, says Diana. Thank you for the entertainment. Wish you a fun and safe time off. Well, thank you. See, this was a week ago. So I'm getting deep into my pile. You can tell that. Oh, yeah, I'm getting way down in the pile. That means the stuff today is running out, and we got 2 hours to kill. That's not good.
Oh,
bad
sign. A whole bunch of fake ones there.
And I'm not taking any stupid-ass phone calls or even any good-ass phone calls, any smart-ass phone calls. Isn't that the opposite of a stupid-ass phone call is a smart-ass? Now, why does Daisy send me this Wednesday, March 9th, Happy Purim, Wednesday, February 4th, Schmooze Wednesday, and Tuesday, February 24th, Mardi Gras Fat Tuesday? What is that supposed to mean, Daisy?
What's Schmooze Wednesday?
I don't know.
Where do we go for that?
Oh, here you go. Now, let's see. Is this from the real Tom Jick or the fake one? Oh, yeah, it's from the real one. I got it. This is great. This is great. See? Goes to show you the power of old Neil God once in a great while. Nice to know Tommy's listening anyway. Nice to know he still owns a radio. Well, you know, times are tough. Before I get to his, not a complaint, critique, or grievance. George was fine last week. Thanks, Paul. Thank you, Paul. How do you like that? He said you were fine last week.
I'll take it.
You know, not sensational, but...
Oh, we're fine.
Fine.
That's fine.
Like an old wine. Or swine. 6:05 on the poll. Our goal is whatever we get. We don't do the goal thing anymore. Good. That was to make Tubby feel good about himself. I don't think we can.
I don't think it did.
Didn't it?
No.
Tried. The real Tom Jicha says, I did not trash you on Sid Rosenberg's show. The radio troublemakers are at it again. I don't even recall your name coming up. I won't say it didn't, but if it did, it was not in any prominent or prolonged way. Maybe Sid trashed you before or after I was on. I wasn't listening. Along with everybody else. Isn't Sid the guy with the one share, whatever he's got? I don't know.
You just make those numbers up, you know.
Yeah, right. That's right. I was on for maybe 10 minutes, and he was more conservative, claiming I trashed him in the Tom Jicha Q&A column. He was wrong, as I proved him by emailing him the item in question. He apologized by email. I don't know if he ever has on the air. Probably not. You owe an apology, Senator. This committee owes an apology. It was between the brothers, Kay. He didn't speak a word of English. And is a respected businessman in his own country. He was from Sicilia.
Yep.
What was his name? Vincenzo Pentangeli?
Oh, very good. I think that's right.
I think that was it. Vincenzo Pentangeli. I just watched it the other day.
With a little beret with a little red ball on it.
Yeah. And he gave Frankie a look.
Uh-huh. Hey, what am I doing here?
I don't care what anybody says. I mean, to each his own. You know, you can all have your own opinion. Only, as usual, I'm right and you're wrong. There is nobody in that movie like Frankie Pentangeli.
I kept saying, Michael Corleone did this, and Michael Corleone did that. So I said, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. He is the bomb, man. You agree?
Yes, I do.
Anybody don't like Frankie Pentangeli is our enemy. Anyway, Tom Jicha says, this was the first time I was ever on with Sid the Kid. His producer called and asked. As I've done for 37 years in South Florida, got you beat by a few. I agreed as long as it didn't interfere with other things I had to do. He agreed to be on the show, whether it was me or Sandy or even Sid the Kid. 37 years in South Florida.
Wow.
Wow. I doubt anyone from your place will ever invite me on as long as Joe Bell is there. Oh, yeah, he and Joe Bell hate each other like poison. You talk about the great hate. Tom Jicha and Joe Bell hate each other like poison.
I forgot about that.
By the way, I published the Talkers Top 100 on my blog last week, even kind of defended you against the outrageous claim that Randy Rhoads ranks about 40 positions higher. Thanks, Tommy.
Howard!
Yeah. She stole every piece of material I ever had, but nevertheless, it's okay. I listened to Neil, I listened, and then I knew I was ready. Remember that whole routine she went through?
I do.
She listened to Neil, and then she knew she was ready. I mean, I wish her all the luck in the world now that she's off the air. It's a tough business that we're in now. I mean, everybody's going belly up, so to speak. I wonder if Randy went belly up at the Doll House in Tampa.
Ooh.
610 on the poll. How do you like that? Speaking of the old days, 610 again.
You're listening to Neil Rogers.
Right, yeah, buffer. The family had a lot of buffers.
This is Brady Quinn. Whenever I shave my balls, I listen to the Neil Rogers 12 to 1 hour.
This is Joe, the reporter, reporting live from the front line of the Joey Gaza strip. And there's like shooting going on, and there's like bombing going on, and there's like, ow, I just lost an arm. But like, that's okay, because I have Jesus with me. Jesus is at my side. And we don't need no like other reporters here. The media doesn't have to like come here, because all you need is me. I'll give you the facts that you need, because all you need is like what I have to say. So, ow, I just lost a leg. Well, they're a bunch of wimps. I mean, I'm still here. And, ow. Oh, no, they just shot off my fake name. Oh, now I can't be a plumber no more. Back to you, whoever it is that's dumb enough to hire me to do this.
12:01 at 560 WQM. Don't forget to go see George bring him a bag of money on Friday at Gulfstream.
That's right.
Bring him a big sack.
Bag of money.
A bag of weed, a bag of money.
Bag of crap.
Oh, we already got that.
Can we have too much?
So let me ask you, how much of the, did you see it? No, you saw more of the Oscars last night than I did. I didn't see 1 second. I saw none.
I saw collectively maybe 5 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
And how was it? I just can't get into those whole, as the years go on, I get less and less interested in all those people dressed up in their tuxedos and their big fancy schmancy outfits and, sitting around applauding each other.
First of all, there's so many of them, award shows.
Yeah.
And second of all, who cares? It has nothing to do with whether or not I'm going to like it or whether it's good.
I never saw any of those movies anyway. Although I hear that Twilight is really good with that really super hot Robert Pattinson. That was, seriously, it's one thing to have a difference of opinion. It's like saying a pile of cow crap would be great for lunch. It's not a debatable point. You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like saying that the Hunchback of Notre Dame was a hot guy. I'm sorry, Mary Beth and others. Your taste is in your tuchus. Here's the guy who sent me all the stuff about Daniel Bastard. See, he thinks I don't remember. Walnut something or other. Walnut. Neil, I agree. Godfather 1 is the greatest movie ever made. And I don't want that guy to start bugging me. There's no such thing as Godfather 1. It's just The Godfather. Yeah, well, some people like to nose pick. Some people like to ass pick. Some people like to nitpick. Godfather is the greatest movie ever made, but I have never seen all of Godfather 2. Every time it comes up on AMC, I see bits and pieces, but it never grabs me. It makes me want to watch all of it. It never grabs him. I think somebody ought to grab you around the neck. Let's see, 324 is AMC. Oh, Patton's on. Oh, there might be language in that. Oh, that's not even the movie. That's something else. Camilla's on. Maybe that movie with what's-his-name is on. I didn't get one email about, and that's because nobody knows who that is. And there's no pictures of him anywhere. Alex Campbell, Nev Campbell's younger brother.
Okay.
Didn't get one email. All you fags out there, man, you're slipping.
It's there's very little about him out there. So
right, that's true. He's a secret. He's Canadian, eh? That movie was made in Canada. What's the name of the movie again? Siblings.
Thank you.
Thank you what?
For remembering, because I sure as hell wasn't gonna.
Exodus. From Randy and Teicher, baby. Remember that? The theme from Exodus?
Good tune.
Oh, there's Paul Newman. He's still dead. No, he's not dead. Yeah, he is. Who just died? Paul Newman, right?
I don't know about just. He died a while ago, didn't he?
No, it wasn't a while ago. It was like a couple of months ago he croaked. They were like making a big Tsimis about it. Oh, Paul Newman's going to die pretty soon, and guess what? He upped and died. Like, what's his name is going to die? The one that's wasting away? Who I could never stand? I just can't stand him, but, you shouldn't say that when he's dying.
Right.
Who's the actor that's dying?
Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze. He gives me spilkies. I can't deal with him. But he's dying, a real wicked, nasty. And I don't wish that on anybody. Mildred Pierce with that real butch Joan Crawford.
Without me for a while. When you want me, you know where to find me.
Well, we know there won't be any language in this movie because it's B.
You go down to that woman's house again and you're never coming back.
Before swearing.
No, I go where I want to go.
You'd be
then
surprised.
Pack up, Bert.
No, I understand that when you go to a movie, it's a conscious choice, and they give you all these warnings, rated R, rated this. But how come it is that movies made the transition, and every word that was ever invented, all of a sudden it was okay that they're in the movies? Yeah. But in radio and television, like, oh, no, well, the children are a captive audience. Yeah, right.
Right.
Like, they don't use those words. I think the kids invented those words.
Sure they did.
Probably a bunch of kids. So anyway, you got to watch Godfather 2. Walnut. You got to be a nut not to watch Godfather 2.
Right.
Some people just don't have any patience. One of my favorite lines in the movie is...
Mamma mia!
Was it Clemenza and the young Clemenza and Robert De Niro that were watching the play?
Right.
And the guy gets all emotional. He gets a letter from the old country, and, oh, Mama's muerto.
I don't know if it was Clemenza or just that guy, that friend of his.
No, it wasn't. It was not Clemenza. Maybe that was Tessio.
Maybe.
Or maybe that was, what's his name, Jenko.
Maybe.
Wasn't that his partner in the olive oil business?
Right. Jenko was.
Oh, yeah, I was in the olive oil business with his father, but that was a long time ago. Frankie. Frankie is just...
What's the matter with you? I think your brain is going soft.
Now, I want to show you, well, I mean, you know, it goes without saying, but the scene toward the end of the movie, Godfather 2, where it's Marlon Brando's birthday, and they're all gathered around the table in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And Sonny's getting into a fight with Michael, because Michael tells them that he joined the Army that morning, signed up for the Army. And a couple of people make like a cameo appearance. Tessio shows up, right?
Right.
And who else?
Oh.
But not Marlon Brando.
Right.
Oh, he's here, for he's a jolly good fellow. They're in the other room,
right.
So we don't have to see him. Because it's a flashback, you know.
Right.
And at the time of this happening, it was his birthday, and he was still alive. They hit him with 5 shots, and he's still alive. Can you believe that? Saluzzo, he was good. Just can't get it out of our... You know, one thing during these depressing, horrendous times that we're living in now, during the Second Great Depression. How's the market doing, by the way, Neil? I don't know. But movies are like an outlet. They're like something. A little something, right. Which we need badly, right?
I need a little something.
The Dow's down 106. Oh, boy. And here's that guy with a really bad hairpiece.
And be cut and restrained in the long term.
Oh, my God, what a silly-looking wig. He's got it on cockeyed today.
What? John Harlow, the CNBC.
John Harlow, who used to be at the Wall Street Journal. Now he's on MSNBC. John, he's got a bad silver wig on today. Ooh. Oh, looks like a silver muskrat died and hopped on his head. I wonder if it's Dade. 3 more lawmakers calling for Senator Roland Burris to resign. You should know that if he's buddies with Blago, that he's a crook. You know?
Tainted. They thought
he was going to be the next senator, but what's going to happen? Mm-hmm. That Illinois. Why don't we just, like, throw Illinois out? You know what I mean?
All right.
Make them secede from the Union. That would be kind of embarrassing since our new president is from Illinois. Don't you hate people that say Illinois?
Yes.
There are people who say that.
I know.
I wonder why. Because they're stupid? Could that be it?
That could be.
Why are there so many illiterate people? Could be because the education system is so el stinko.
Mm-hmm.
People don't know how to write a check. They don't know how to do anything. Get a check. Maybe because they put so many illiterate people on the air. Like Joe D'Agiola. Haven't heard from Joe D'Agiola today or Maria B. Let's take a look at Sirius, see if it's hanging in there 13 cents. It may be a selling opportunity, man. It went down to a nickel. 13 cents. And what do you get? Another day older, and the loonie is just under 80 cents. That's good. Stay there. Keep going down. Down, down, down. Now, speaking of horse racing, with all the... I guess, what's his name? We'll turn it off now, LeBastard. What a phony. See, I can't comment on their shows over there because I don't listen to them. I heard Sid that one time I was down there, and I'm like, oh, boy. Doing all those and every interviewee was the greatest interviewee in the history of sports and radio, according to him. All those phone interviews, man. See, and I get all these invitations to extend invitations to people to be interviewed on the show on the email. You see any of those?
No.
You don't get those? Oh, I get a zillion of them. Oh, so-and-so is going to be in town. It would be a great interview on the Neil Rogers Show. I get a million of those.
I mean, every once in a while, mostly on the voicemails, though.
I don't care who they are.
Right.
The answer is always the same. No. We don't do interviews. We don't do guests. We don't do boring interviews. We don't have the stamp collector guy on Monday, the coin collector guy on Wednesday. We don't have the sports agent, the hated, despised Drew Rosenstein Housecrantz on Thursday. We don't have any of those people. But this station, not only do they bring them on to destroy the ratings and chase the audience away, they pay them to do that. They pay them to do it.
Told you.
Which convinces me that Jolly Joe is a double agent, man. He's here to destroy. Nice job, Jolly Joe. Anyway, here's from a fan of yours in horse racing, a female fan. How about, and it's got a list of Hispanic jockeys, non-Hispanic jockeys who are great. It says, not that Hispanic jockeys aren't great. Jockeys are some of the best athletes in the world pound for pound, not giving the credit that they deserve, going 35 to 40 miles an hour on a 1,200-pound animal. Your show is tops and has been for years, and Steve Sloan is a good guy, says whoever this is.
He is a good guy.
He is a good guy. He's a great guy, except he owes me an apology, Senator. Here's a list of non-Hispanic outstanding jockeys. Kent DeSormo, Joe Bravo, Mike Smith. Joe Bravo, I don't know about Joe Bravo. Doesn't that sound Hispanic to you?
Does.
I don't know about him. I mean, I know I've heard of him. But, Mike Smith, Tyler Bays, all the Bays guys. Michael Bays, and the great, what's his name, Russell Bays. Mike Lutzy, Rosemary Homeister Jr., Chantal Sutherland. Canadian, eh? She's a former beauty queen. I wonder if there's I'm sure there's other queen jockeys. Richard Migliori, Renee Douglas, Calvin Burrell, 100 years old, Rajiv Mara, the Indian jockey. Didn't show me much. Aaron Grider, Chris DiCarlo, Julian Leparoux. He rode our horse on Friday a little bit, about an 18th of a mile. And Frankie Dettori, my favorite jockey in the world, the great Italian Lanfranco Dettori. There's the jockey. When the money is on the line, baby, bet on Frankie Dettori. Haven't I always told you that?
Yep.
And what's with these damn schmata heads? Oh, they all own all the expensive horses and the tracks. Doobie Dubai. You know, it's really hard. I try to keep an open mind in my life, but it's hard not to hate the Arabs,
Yank it, baby.
560, 360.
Where to go,
What to do.
how to get there, and why.
Join WQAM at Joyce's Jostle House from 4 to 5 a.m. for a private jostle in the VIP room. WQAM will be there with lots of cool prizes. Then join WQAM at the Dade County Methadone Clinic between 6 and 8 a.m. for lots of cool prizes. Prizes that may save your life at sea, like the 560 floating key fob. Excuse me un momento. Chicken rooster, chicken rooster. Chicken rooster, chicken rooster, chicken rooster, chicken rooster. Okay. Ready? Join WQAM for the Crack Hole Streetwalker Walkathon. WQAM will be there with lots of cool prizes. And finally, join WQAM in Fort Myers this weekend for the American Family Association Convention, where you will find the latest in enhancement products that will make you
Thicker and wider.
WQAM will be there with lots of cool prizes.
Oh, guess what? Dubai is collapsing, says a Walnut, who's become one of the most chronic emailers of the day.
What's collapsing?
Dubai.
Oh, gee, well.
Well, I'm printing out his crap right now. And also Ray Denzel, who's just beyond chronic, has got another depressing email.
Can't wait.
That says, there's a reason your emails in the radio business is slow or non-existent. There's too much blood on the street these days. And as we all know, blood is a big expense. Oh, my God. What happened to the one I was just printing out? Didn't print out?
Mm-hmm.
Walnut?
What'd you call me?
You heard me. I love it. Oh, yeah, go Rangers. Here's one of the deleted idiots. Go Rangers. Rangers just fired the coach, by the way, Tom Rennie. I thought I printed that out. You don't care? They were screaming at the game last night, fire Rennie, fire, and they did. Where the hell is that email? Here it is. Don't know if you care, but the Rangers just canned their coach, Tom Rennie. The Leafs did him in. George did an excellent job with Flea last week. I found out George is friends with a guy named Bob I used to play hockey with, says New York City Chronic Dave.
Right.
God.
Still there?
No comment on Hockey Bob?
Bob hooked me up with all my hockey equipment. I was talking about that, playing roller hockey. Gave me my net, my sticks. I've got my own pads, though.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you're a super jock.
That's right. I could be pro if I wanted to. That's what I said over and over again.
Pro what? Professional? Look it up in the book?
Yeah, that's right. Pro-rated.
Rangers just can't Tom Rennie. Leafs beat him in overtime last night, 3-2, after blowing the lead with 40 seconds left. An embarrassment. And the Leafs let the Rangers steal a point in there, which the Panther fans, I'm sure, are not too happy about, both of them. Well, let's see what the Walnut says about Dubai. Dubai is collapsing. It was the largest Ponzi scheme ever. Nobody actually wants to live there, but keep buying real estate because it never went down. Not many articles about the collapse either. There was a thing on the CBC about it last night. I watched about 5 minutes and I went to bed. It's illegal to write or say anything negative about Dubai, so reporters are afraid of being locked up there. Also, the difference between movies and radio is that radio is over the public airwaves. Not that I agree with that. The public airwaves, my ass. That would be like saying that movies are over the public eye waves. It's just an excuse to censor, that's all. Just an excuse for censorship. Well, F that.
Yeah, go ahead, say it.
F that.
Go ahead.
No, you say it. You smell it. Takes me back to that first week or two down on the second floor.
Yeah.
I was asking about how you pronounce that S-A-T-I-E-T-Y. Satiety?
Yeah.
I'm not getting into that again.
I'm not going to say it again.
Yeah. No, you say it.
No.
643 votes on how much do you hate George poll. And again, I forget who sent this poll in.
Oh, how many days? One of my fans.
Huh?
Obviously
it's cute. How many days did you listen to George while Neil was on vacation? Are you kidding? None of them. 46.6%. That's going back up a little bit. Are you kidding? All of them, 199, 30.9%. That's going back down just a little bit, just a hair. 2 days, 65. 3 days, 52. And 4 days, 27. Out of 643 vote. Neil, love you, love the show, blah, blah, blah. Love The Godfather and Network, but nothing ever changes. There have been quite a few good movies in the last 30 years. May I suggest you check some of them out? The only other movie you ever talk about is The Hitcher, and that's that. The Taco Bell of movies. Very unsatisfying, to say the least. I suggest you check out Slumdog Millionaire or Milk. The Wrestler was good. I don't think you would like it, given your dislike for Mickey Rourke. That's right. I would not. Mickey Rourke is a slime ball. Oh, but he's from South Florida. Well, that's all the more reason. Is those the only movies I ever talk about? Didn't I talk about one today?
Right, Siblings.
Siblings, right, with Alex Campbell. No relation to W. Drew Campbell or Robert Campbell, the professor. I talk about a million different things, but a lot of you people, it goes one ear out the other. Oh, here's another article from Walnut, who just obviously has nothing going on. Maybe he got canned. Laid off foreigners flee as Dubai spirals down. Good. Good. I hope all them schmata heads and all those big buildings they built go right down to the ground, into the sand. Take your schmatas with you. God. So Ray Denzel says there's too much blood on this. Blood is a big expense. Try to be very clever and creative, Ray. Go away, Ray. You bug me. He's been there for 100 years, I know. See, when people gratuitously make up a thing like that, they do us all a bigger favor if they save the effort. And I don't know, did I say that the emails are slow today? I got a pretty good stack here. I could use a hell of a lot more for the 1 o'clock hour.
What you said?
Like about 100. What?
Huh?
I'm not taking any of those stupid-ass calls. I leave those all for you. In fact, I think I'm taking another week vacation soon.
Slacker.
Yeah. In fact, maybe I'll take all 7 weeks. I got 6 more to go. Maybe I'll take 6 in a row. How do you like that?
Yeah, you're a slacker and a whacker.
That's correct. Paul says, I remember when Tom Jicker wrote for the Miami News. So do I, Paul. Remember him doing the TV guide section. I'm 41 now, but remember my older brother was a paper boy for the news and used to help him fold the paper in their plastic delivery bags. My favorite part when I was a kid was Loser's Corner on the lower left corner of page 1. It's unbelievable to think that some cities had 2 or 3 daily newspapers when I was a kid, and now some cities are finding it difficult to support just one. I forget how many there were in New York. There were like about a half a dozen daily newspapers, and now there's the Post with their horrible cartoons about Obama, and the Times, and the News, Daily News, and what else? That's it. What's that one on Long Island?
A newspaper?
Yeah. Oh, come on.
I don't know.
Well, why not?
Never been there?
I'll think of it.
Never read it?
It says, I guess we have Al Gore and the Internet to thank for that. Who wants to read yesterday's news today? Well, that's one thing, but that was always that way. I mean, we always had TV news. We didn't have the 24-hour news cycle like we got now, but we always had TV news and radio news. Remember radio news?
Yeah. Can you use that news?
Wow. Not on this station. We don't do news. The only news that counts is sports news. Who traded whom? Who's got the biggest jockstrap? Who did the most roids? Who's the biggest pain in the ass? Who's the biggest hemorrhoid? Let me think about that for about 5 seconds until I find it. Okay? I am that hemorrhoid. There you go. A question that answers itself. Okay, I know it wasn't Clemenza, okay, that went with him to see the play and point out the girl who later became, what's her name? Morgana King. I just love Morgana King. Is she dead? I bet she is. Mama Corleone? You don't love her?
Like a peach.
It was not Clemenza, says Brian, with Vito at the theater. If you recall, it was the young Clemenza that gave Vito the rug from his friend's house for holding the guns for him. If you recall. Like, I don't remember that when they walked out of there with her. In fact, when he opens up the door, and every time I see that flick, I try to, because, obviously they're speaking like between Italian and English. And it sounds like he's saying, come on in, come on in. Isn't that what he's saying? Come on in. Remember? Because Vito is like a little bit reluctant to walk into some stranger's house. Right. And Clemenza found the spare key under the mat in front of the door. Yeah,
that's where it was.
Come on in. Come on in. I think
that's
what he's saying.
Still alive. I don't see a death date.
Who is?
For Morgana King.
Oh, thank God for that. She's good people. Mama Clemenza. She doesn't say a whole lot during the movie, but nevertheless.
She sings, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then when Frankie tries to get the guy the band to play Italian, remember that? Right. And they start playing it in Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Pop Goes the Weasel.
Is that what it is? I always think it's Yankee Doodle Dandy, but you're right. Pop Goes the Weasel.
Oh, Neil, God. Hey, it's the creepy-looking guy with the microphone strapped to his head for everybody's favorite late-night infomercial. That's right. It's time for another plug for ScamWow. ScamWow is more than just a towel. Yeah, it's a towel we charge you $25 for. But seriously, the new improved ScamWow can do so many things. It can clean up spills. It can soak up blood stains when your old lady gets on your last nerve. And believe me, I know. And ScamWow can also remove grass stains, polish your trailer hitch, cure homosexuality, and clean up your presidential legacy. Isn't that right, George W. Bush?
Yeah, I'd like to scrub away the war in Iraq, the economy, and that torturing we done at Gitmo.
And no problem, but that's going to take a whole case of ScamWow.
Mission accomplished.
There you go, another satisfied ScamWow customer. And if you order now, we'll throw in a second ScamWow that'll remove hemorrhoids and cure cancer. Take it from the creepy-looking guy with the microphone strapped to his head. If you can't trust me, who can you trust?
All ScamWow claims are completely fabricated. Every ScamWow is made in China and covered in toxic lead paint.
Okay, 12:33 at 560 WQM. I better get some of those myself, the ShamWow.
Sure.
Because you know what a sucker I am for those infomercials.
Get you a Snuggie while you're at it.
A what?
That's that blanket with the sleeves.
Never seen that.
Oh, no?
Snuggie?
Yeah, I'll send you a video you should watch.
Imperia 609, which I'm sure must be John ZTR. I think he's like 99% of the emailers.
Yeah.
Because he's always sending stuff about giving us directions in life and how to do that. We did this wrong. Everything we do is wrong. I'm surprised that you vacation in Vancouver, which is great in the summer. I would have thought that you would have gone to a sunshine destination. I realize that you hate all of Florida from coast to coast, but there's also the St. Martin, St. Bart's, Hawaii, south of France, etc. Well, you go there, okay, Imperious? You go there and have a wonderful time. I like Vancouver a lot, and it wasn't all that. You know, it was in the mid-40s, sunny, no rain, no snow, no hail, no tsunami, mommy. I would have thought you would have, well, I go wherever the hell I want to go. How do you like that? And I had a good time and enjoyed it, and they got a nice casino there, River Rock.
Yeah.
And they got all those little cabs with the electric cars. And, well, what's not to like? And they got that great restaurant, Cactus Cafe, whatever it is. Not to be confused with the Cactus Gay Bar on 21st and Biscayne Boulevard. The Hustler Bar.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I picked up a lot of hustlers at that location many, many years ago, but I did. Oh, let's talk about cruising during... Yeah, let's not. Oh, God.
I have no life.
Just amazing. Gabriel says George and Flea were great last week.
Wow.
Joe Bell should get the big 0 off the air and put George in his place. No Big O today. We got DA 2-4 for the Big O. Because the Big O was just at the Combine, the NFL Combine, checking out everybody's biceps and getting the calipers out to measure their penis. Last week, George was trying to find out how to get movies for free instead of paying the $8 ticket price like Suds. If you want to get movies like The Wrestler, go to www.rapidshareking.com, and you can get free movies from that site. Just search for what you're looking for. Now, how can that be legal?
I don't know.
Well, I'm not saying it again.
I'm checking it out.
What?
I said I'm checking it out.
Check it. Well, when in doubt, check it out. Probably some illegal scam, you know, and
Probably.
we're promoting it on here. Gabriel, my ass. Probably somebody looking to get your ass in trouble. George is stealing movies again.
Yep.
Which is fine as long as you share them with me. I don't want to see the Mickey Rourke one, though.
No.
Oh, you see, all you care about is the frickin' Godfather and Network. That's all you know. That's right. It's all I know. Those are the only 2 movies I ever watch. Oh, Newsday is the Long Island paper, by the way. Somebody.
Okay.
Well, you never heard of Newsday?
I've heard of it, but like I'm going to remember, oh, yeah, that's the Long Island newspaper.
Well, there used to be a lot of newspapers, man. There used to be the Fort Lauderdale newspaper used to print the morning and the afternoon. I think the Fort Lauderdale News was the Sun Sentinel's afternoon. It was the same company, I believe, the Tribune.
Mm-hmm.
Same crap company. And, of course, the Miami News. And there was the Hollywood Sun-Tatler.
Mm-hmm.
And little Tommy Jicka used to do he used to pick the greyhounds in the Miami News in the sports section. I used to pick the harness races at Pompano Park. And I think the first night they put my picks in there, I had 8 winners in 12 races, whatever it was. I know I had 8 winners. A lot of short prices, but then again, what's not to like? That's a good way to get Dan LeBastard off our asses, play a lot of horse racing stuff.
Yeah, right.
What?
He'll still listen.
Dubai's first race course has hosted the world's greatest equestrian champion.
Electrocutionist is one of the toughest.
That's what they need over there in Dubai, is a good electrocutionist. Oh, yeah. Fry all them schmata heads. My God. Like I said before, it's kind of tough to be, open-minded about Arabs. It's kind of tough to be open-minded about Adam Oshmak, too, who's back with a vengeance today, who has no life, obviously, over there in Kitchener-Waterloo. The sun is shining. It's a nice toasty minus 8 million or something. Boy, it's colder than hell. It's already the 23rd of February. We had a couple of relatively mild days. Minus, what is it? Minus 8. Going to go all the way up to minus 6 today. Freezing. You can end this wintertime anytime you want, okay? Powers that be. Just end it whenever you want. We've had enough.
Weather's great down here. Don't end it.
Great. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
I'm surprised I didn't go down there on my vacation or to some warm climate,
I'm not.
Do you hear me complaining about the weather in Vancouver? It was fine. We had a good time.
That's fine.
Adam says, as much as I hate Mickey Rourke, this was really a good movie. You still need to go see Milk. Really, really good. It's really homo-ish, but it's cute. Well, it's about Harvey Milk. How could it not be homo-ish? And speaking of homo-ish, Adam, go look in the mirror if you got a strong stomach. God. Adam.
You fairy.
Go away. John says, I always thought it was young Tessio because of his demeanor. Wasn't it young Clemenza who stole a rug with? Oh, I'm going to die. If I don't see you again soon, I'm going to die. Yeah, it was Clemenza. They stole the carpet. Come on in. Come on in. I really don't know if he's saying that. I guess we could have somebody go back and check the dialogue.
Right.
I mean, not that it's all that important. Here's one from Carney about last week, about your performance. Oh, there's Gary Conduit. He's back. They finally arrested the guy that killed Chandra, alleged.
Yeah, that guy. What a slime ball.
Was he slimy?
Yeah.
I saw him. He was really slimy. Oh, here we go. The fake Mark Hockman over there, across the street. You're just jealous that our Randy Moeller goal calls already had 140,000 hits on YouTube. They measured it. Not us, so you know it's legit. I don't care if it had a billion hits, okay? First of all, it's embarrassing to have people sending in calls that you're supposed to say during the game. I mean, give me a break. Oh, and the fake Larry King. I don't know why you don't like Phil Sims. Even though he's an ex-jock, he's this era's version of Mel Allen. Oh, my God. First of all, Mel Allen was a play-by-play guy, not a color guy like... and Mel Allen was from the South. I forget where the hell he was from. In addition to which, I didn't know that Phil Sims was... Gay. But, you know, you never learn.
O'Neill. Yeah. M-O-N-D-A-Y-S-U-C-K-S.
Welcome to Hardball on MSNBC. I'm Chris Matthews. I gotta be honest with you. I feel like a little fluffy white kitten who's just been given a warm bowl of milk. I feel like a completely different person since we have our new president, Barack Obama. It's just like on that show Ghost Whisperer with Jennifer Love Hewitt, who plays psychic medium Melinda Gordon. When she looks at Sam, she sees her dead husband Jim's face, because when he died, he jumped into Sam's body. I draw the parallel because when people look at me, they see me, Chris Matthews from Hardball on MSNBC. But when I look in the mirror, I see a little girl in a pink romper, my hair in pigtails, licking a lollipop with like a 2-foot circumference. I feel like Rose from 2.5 Men, you know, Charlie's stalker girlfriend. I'm totally in love with a man who doesn't know I'm alive. But it matters not. People say to me, hey, Chris, what about the fact that the Dow plunged to its lowest level in Inauguration Day history? So what? People say to me, hey, Chris, how can we possibly create 4 million new jobs under the Obama administration? I say he can. He's a candy man. He can take a rainbow, wrap it in his side, soak it in the sun, and make a gravy lemon pie. I feel like a cherry Pop-Tart that's been baked golden brown to perfection in the toaster oven, and it's just sitting on the counter waiting to be consumed. I feel like Angelina Jolie's underpants. It's a new day. Same old crappy economy, wars, horrible real estate market, endless despair and divisiveness. But now we have a president who can take tomorrow, dip it in a dream, separate the sorrow, and collect up all the cream. Obama can. Obama can. He's a candy man. I'm Chris Matthews playing Hotball on MSNBC.
Who can take a sunrise?
Who can take a sunrise? And then sprinkle it with dew. Obama can. He covers even chocolate in a miracle or two. You know why? He's a candy man. Yes, he can. The candy man can.
1246 at 560 WQM. Happy Monday to you. Is there such a thing as a happy Monday? Especially in the middle of the Great Depression while everybody's out of work and everybody's dying.
There was a group called the Happy Mondays.
Was there really?
Yep.
And?
From Manchester.
Oh, here's an email from Charles Manson. Slumdog was horrible. The society is crazy. Love your show. I listen every day. Charles Manson.
All right.
Well, we love Charlie. He's got a good sense of humor.
You knew we had a big audience in the can, right?
In the can?
Yeah.
Rectum.
Man.
Probably left over from Jazz McKay. I wonder whatever happened to him. Not that I really care, but
I don't know.
He was really bizarre, strange. I mean, this business is loaded with strange people, but he was really strange. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah.
Carried his wife and his possessions around in that big crypt, whatever that thing was.
Mm-hmm. A trunk.
Yeah, he had a big trunk, and his whole life, whatever he owned was in the trunk.
His radio gear.
His radio gear?
She would actually haul it around.
Well, that's good thinking.
That was her job.
Schlep it around. What is it about Mexican women? I see we discussed this before the show.
I told you about the two that I know.
Emotional and loud. And you know, maybe that's just Paco's friends. I don't know. Maybe, you know.
Right.
He's a magnet. I don't know what it is, but boy. Carney says, I thought last week was fun. George's pace is just different from yours, Neil, and people should appreciate that. George switches the pace and actually takes calls. Well, good for him.
Yeah. Somehow. Yeah. Not so good for him.
All the people talking that junk about George couldn't do any better and are still drinking that haterade. I had time to listen in 3 days out of the week, and I learned some things, laughed, cried, blah, 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 yada, yada. Great talk radio. Better than the crap they play on radio anyways. Anymores.
Yeah, I cried some.
Did you?
I'm still crying.
Steve Alimo, every day I have to cry some. Hey, I got a job doing lead generation crap. I put you guys on my references and told the manager to call in. He says it just rings and rings. I told him he'd pick up one day, and I got hired anyways. Thanks a bunch, buds. Carney. Well, what is lead generation crap? What is that?
I don't know.
I got a job doing lead generation? Huh?
I don't know what that means.
What?
Man.
Oh, here's the fake Ernie Sochin. Wearing Argyles, it says. Ernie in his socks. Please tell Flea that John Biner was the voice of the Aardvark and the Ant in the Aardvark cartoon shorts. He also did the voice of the Ant. He did the Aardvark's voice as a dead-on impersonation of Jackie Mason. In fact, for many years, I thought it actually was Jackie Mason. That's how good an impersonation it was. Jackie Mason does not sound like Sid the Id. In fact, Sid the Id sounds a little bit like a Jewish Chris Matthews, but what do I know? Not much. Anyway, I'd like to shove a sock down the throats of Jackie Mason and Sid the Id, but not John Biner, because I always liked him. Whatever happened to John Biner anyway? Asked Ernie Sochin wearing Argyles. Don't know, Ernie. Don't care. John Biner still alive? I'm sure he is. What about Waylon
Jennings?
Not Waylon Jennings. Waylon and Madam.
Waylon Flowers.
Waylon Flowers.
Yay.
And Madam Schwartz. Al says, don't forget, this is old stuff. This is from before my vacation. That's how far I am down to the bottom of the pile. We still got an hour and 10 minutes to go. So that's just a word of warning to the audience out there. 691 votes on the poll. That's not too bad. You're not doing that great, but that's all right.
Yeah.
If you cared, it would be one thing. But you don't care, and I could care less. Yeah. What are we going to do? They're picking on us again. The lifeless masses are picking on us. You'd think with everything that's going on in the world, these people would be too busy to be wasting their time. But when you have no life,
I have no life.
Then, there's no such thing as wasting time, because that's all you got.
Right.
Al says, don't forget the legendary Wally Cox, star of ancient TV show Mr. Peepers with Tony Randall. No, Tony Randall was not in Mr. Peepers. Was he? I'm sure he was not. Know. By the way, vote no on the baseball stadium. Thanks, Al. Yada, yada. This is back when we were talking about the Hollywood Squares people. Were you on that day, or were you off?
I must have been off.
Really?
I don't remember that.
George Goebel and Charlie Weaver.
And Paul Lynde.
Paul Lynde in the center square. And Waylon and Flowers and the Madam and Sir and whatever. And John Davidson.
Yeah. What's Rosie? Was that one of them?
Rosie, well, it was Rosie the Quicker Picker-Upper. She's dead, by the way. The one I used to do the...
No, the other one.
Rosie?
Yeah, I can't think of her last name.
Cracklin' Rosie?
I don't know. Old lady.
That was Rosie the Quicker Picker-Upper lady.
Different one. Rosemarie. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, Rosemarie, the old dyke. Yeah, yes. Rosemarie, yeah. So Mr. Peepers. Google Mr. Peepers and see if Tony Randall was in. I'm sure. I mean, Wally Cox was Mr. Peepers. And Marianne, what was her name? That old red-headed broad, that fat old broad? Marion Lorne.
Sorry.
She was on Mr. Peepers. She was also a guest all the time on
the first thing that comes up is homemade porn movies.
Mr. Peepers?
Yeah.
Well, Wally Cox was.
Yeah,
and of course he was roommates with Marlon Brando. You knew that, didn't you?
You've told
me. And Marlon Brando's got Wally Cox's ashes. Or at least he did have before he croaked. I wonder who's got Marlon Brando's ashes. I bet there are a lot of them.
Maybe they conjoined them. Maybe they're all in one.
Yeah, maybe they put them in a big thing and blended them together in a blender. Whoa. Something almost pornographic about that.
Blender.
So did you Google it?
Yeah. Mr. Peepers starred Wally Cox.
And Tony Randall was not in it.
I'm looking. No, cast included Tony Randall as history teacher Harvey Westcott.
Really? Well, I'll be damned. That's way beyond my memory. Somebody's got a really good memory here. Tony Randall was the professor on Mr. Peepers?
Never saw it.
It's before your time. You never saw I Remember Mama either.
Nope.
With Nels.
Nope.
Nels. Never saw I Remember Mama?
Nope.
I'm trying to forget Mama, to be honest with you. I bet you are, too.
I remember Mamma Mia.
See, there you go again. That's all you know about is The Godfather.
Mamma Mia!
Instead of talking about something current, like really great. Like that Mickey Rourke movie. Now, what's your take on Mickey Rourke? Are you a fan?
I told you, he bugs me personally a lot, but I've seen him act in a couple of movies. So I'll watch that wrestler movie eventually for free.
Yeah, for free. That's right. That's my thoughts. When these movies come on TV, that's when I watch them.
Right. I'm not going to run out and pay $8.
I'm not going to go schlepping out to go watch them in some theater with a bunch of noisy kids and stupid people.
I'm always having to pay for the people that go with me because, they're family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that's how it worked. I thought that when you're a husband and a daddy that you pay for the people.
Work is the operative word.
What is it?
I said some households have two incomes. So daddy doesn't always have to pay. Sometimes.
Well, why not?
Sometimes mommy pays.
If mommy worked, maybe mommy could pay.
That's right.
But mommy doesn't work.
No.
Bitch.
Unless you count bitching. She thinks that's her job.
And does a hell of a job of it, too. Nice going, Crystal. 12:55. Will you stop picking on your family for crying out loud?
No.
Hey, even your mama.
Yeah, what about her?
Quit picking on her. Everybody needs a good mama.
Yeah, that's right.
You well, we didn't have a good one, okay? No. I didn't have a good one.
Yours fed you, so
Nails.
I win.
She what?
Yours fed you?
Yeah.
Your mother cooked a meal every once in a while?
After a sort, after a while. Toward the end, it got to be
choke it down,
all that palatable, yeah.
It was something you could eat? A human could eat it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I got you beat.
You only have one mama in life. Once she's gone, you'll be an orphan. Then you'll look back on all of this thing, at least I had one. During times of trouble and strife, who are you going to call? You going to pick up the phone and call Mama once she's dead?
No.
Going to say, Ma, I got real tourists over here. Your mom, I've never met her, but the way you talk about her, she reminds me of, what's her name?
What's her name?
The horrible Cuban singer.
Celia?
Celia Cruz. She had a little brain fart there.
One of the many things that my mother did to torture me was inflict that music on me when I was a little kid.
Really?
When I had no interest.
Celia Cruz? Well, like I said, what a heartless bitch.
Yep.
Hate your mom.
Me too.
Hi, this is Brady Quinn. I like to shave my legs, arms, and buns while listening to the Neil Rogers 1 to 2 hour.
From the director of Hotel for Dogs.
That has to be the grossest thing I've ever seen.
And the producer of Slumdog Millionaire.
I'm guessing that isn't your brother.
It's Hotel for Slumdog Millionaires.
In Alexander Dumas' book, The Three Musketeers, what was the name of the third musketeer? You're absolutely right!
Hotel for Slumdog Millionaires.
That's cool. Who poops on the floor?
What up there?
Showing now in a theater near you.
Oh, thank God it was solid, or at least liquid anyway.
Was it?
Well, we have to assume so. He said who pooped on the floor. He didn't say who just farted.
Right.
Now, we have to find out from Joyce. Are doggy farts also excluded?
Oh, that's a good question. Only if the fart is unidentified.
Oh. Will B says, did you get a direct flight from Toronto to Vancouver, or do you have a stop? No stop. We use frequent flyer miles to fly from South Florida to Seattle, but it required a dreaded stop and resulting delays in Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. No stops. And on the way back, we got the luxury of a 777 with the curved seats, which is good because that meant that Paco was facing one way and I was facing the other, and never the twain shall meet. That was good. Regarding steroids, if you learned that hockey players use steroids, would it affect your interest or view of the sport? No. My team would still suck. Although they beat Rangers last night. Rangers fading out of the playoff picture. Rangers, they suck. And they fired their coach, Tom Rennie, today. Good. Too late. George and Flea worked fine last week, says Will. I listened to some of the shows live and downloaded others. Sometimes the George haters seemed worse than the other chronics. Occasionally I missed the unintentional comedy of Josh Cordes, as suggested in the book of Brian Bitt about his limited knowledge. In other words, dumb. BBC News has an article on the controversial slave trade tourism effort involving the Jacksons. I don't know what that's about. Maybe you can clue me in on that. Jackson slave trade? I thought you talked about it last week.
Suds brought up this thing that I had never heard of before. I said it doesn't sound like a real thing. Lee looked it up, couldn't find anything. Other people did and did find something. You're now as up-to-date as I am.
No, well, it's got a link to some article. I don't do links.
Great. It's like a theme park or something. I don't know.
Oh, Carney is back to answer my question about lead gen.
Who?
Lead generator, a term used to define the collection of consumer and email submitters' data. We put together a list of people's information and sell them to companies. Lead generator. So they can, they can bug you.
Oh, the leads were those Glengarry leads.
That's right, the Glengarry leads. There's a movie we talk about that nobody's bitching about.
Just wait.
Coffee's for closers only.
Right, Glengarry, Glen Ross, Glen Hill. Didn't hear from Johnny Dork today when I was talking about his Argyle socks and his flannel shirt.
I'm sure it'll be along.
No. Frankie says, here's an interesting piece of news. Not really super interesting, but somewhat. Jazz actually has a job in radio, Jazz McKay. It's got a link. I don't do links. Jazz McKay, the uncommon voice for the common man. Weekdays, noon till 3, only on 1560 KNZR. I wonder where that is. Let me look it up. Okay, I'm Googling. KNZR, 1560 KNZR. Oh, Talk Dodgers Bay. It's L.A. Is this in L.A. or what? They go, Glenn Beck, Rush Limbaugh, Jazz McKay, Ralph Bailey, and Laura Ingraham. Oh, my God. A potpourri of right-wing swill. It doesn't really say, though, whether it's in the L.A. market or where. It doesn't say where it is. Oh, Bakersfield, California. Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of good Nazis out there. 705 on the poll. We did it, George. We topped 700. I bet you Fat Chris would be really proud of us. How many days did you listen to George while Neil was on vacation? Are you kidding? None of them. 339, up to 48%. Almost half. None of them. It's just taking a cheap shot, that's all. They hate you like poison and just seizing the opportunity to take a really nasty cheap shot. Are you kidding? All of them, 209. 29.6%. Boy, that's going down. 2 days, 72. 3 days, 56. 4 days, 29 out of 705. If I were you, I'd feel real bad about that. So Jazz McKay's in Bakersfield, California with a bunch of Nazis. See ya, buddy. See ya, buddy. Isn't that what he used to say?
Yes, he did. I think it's
See ya, buddy. Whatever he used to say. He was...
it's not in the DCS anymore.
What's that?
We had that drop.
We did?
For a while there.
Jazz McKay?
You might. Under Jazz or under See Ya.
I don't got nothing under Jazz. I got Jackie Mason. I got the Janet Reno Shake. I got Jafar Foxworthy. Now, what's the other one? McKay? Sia?
Right.
Oh, no, I don't got no Sia. I got C. Da Vinci Code. See you in September. What's the hell is that?
2 months of living without you. Old tapes and Jorge will have to do.
Oh, that's about my summer schedule. That can't be that far away. March 1 is this weekend. April, May, June. About, what? April, May, 3.5 months. And the summer schedule begins. Oh, then you're going to get a lot of George. Then all you, what's the guy call it? The hate mongers?
Oh, the haterade.
Haterade
drinkers.
You can spew all your haterade onto George when that summer schedule starts. They love to hate. Here's one from Andrew who says, I've never given a poop about the Oscars, but over the past several years, they've become so odious I completely shut them out for 2 main reasons. 1, the red carpet sluts who've never been to a movie that current year, and yet they just have to watch the 6-hour pregame fashion parade. They should be made to marry their male counterparts who have to watch the 48-hour Super Bowl pregame crap. And 2, the fact that almost all the movies that are nominated, especially the past 3 years, are limited release at best and are just slammed out for the pseudos and Academy members to vote on. Did you go watch Benjamin Bratton, Slumdog Millionaire, or The Reader? Give me a break. You want to award yourselves for movies? Fine, but just totally separating yourself from reality and the fan base is another thing altogether. Oh, and what happened to Anne Hathaway? She used to have a nice little figure.
And?
Now she's just another toothpick, says Andrew.
Oh, that happens to a lot of these starlets.
Really?
I don't know why.
They go on the Karen Carpenter diet?
Yeah.
The Sheryl Crow diet?
Mm-hmm.
Jason says, George did okay last week. I'm usually a big fan of his, but not last week. The big problem was too much flea tick. George and Tick together sound like two lifeless chumps reliving the good old days in high school. Is that what you were doing, reliving the good old days in high school?
That's all we did all week long, sure.
Still loved you, George. Maybe you need to do a little show prep.
Uh-huh.
What about that Latin bimbo that used to join George sometime? Nice to have you back, Neil, says Jason. He's talking about Lucy Lopez. Wasn't she on?
No.
Why not?
I don't know.
She just didn't show up?
Right.
Maybe they don't want her to be on the show.
Maybe.
Maybe they started to hate her like poison because she was associated with the Neil Rogers show. And, of course, that's the kiss of death in that building.
That's right.
If you even admit you listen to the show or forget about like it, oh, my God. Then you're SOL. Saul. Remember Saul?
Who?
Trying to remember when he croaked. My father.
Oh, no. I don't remember
Heartless,
Saul.
rotten bastard. Well, what a son of a bitch. You can pick your nose and pick your ass. You can pick your armpits. You can pick your lint out of your navel, but you can't pick your parents. We both know that. Miserable, rotten bastard. But nevertheless. And he croaked like in some kind of a ACLF, one of those places. I remember reading it in the obit.
No. What's that?
Yeah.
What's that? Assisted living?
Adult communal living facility.
I see, I was right. Okay.
In other words, broke and alone and tragic and sad. Everything he deserved.
Oh, how can you say that about...
Because it's true.
Yeah. Don't you love
Jeff in Boynton Beach says, all your ice cream talk has got me addicted to Publix Premium Heavenly Hash. Normally, I do love Heavenly Hash. I love it. I'm only an occasional eater of ice cream. Now, every time this stuff is on sale, the power of Christ compels me to pick up several cartons. Several. I swear this flavor is laced with crack cocaine because I can't stop eating it once I start. I do like Heavenly Hash. Although, you know what brand I like? Nestle's Heavenly Hash is just heavenly.
Yeah.
Had some yesterday. I'm afraid I'm going to become one of those people on TLC they have to remove from their house with a forklift. I think they got the name Heavenly Hash because it'll put you in the grave in short order. Why don't you have Paco shave your head to keep you from looking homeless? It's the least he can do for you. I shave my own head. Love the show. Listen every day. Keep up the good work. Go ahead, says Jeff in Boynton Beach. Since I've been back on today, I haven't played once. I did now. Thanks, Jeff, go ahead for reminding me. Wow. We need a few more emails to fill us out the hour. I'm just telling you right now.
I'll write you some.
Yeah, write me
some
George some phone emails. Like, what's his name?
I'll go create an account now.
John ZTR. Oh, and you were off today. I was talking about the sequel to The Hitcher, which I actually watched.
You mean the remake?
The remake. The kid was so freaking ugly.
I don't even.
Guy.
I saw like a little piece of it.
And that's what was left to him. They actually did the thing. He took off the brake and the trucks, and they split him in half. And I thought, boy, that's good.
I think I saw that part. That's the part I saw.
The Dow is down 144, by the way. Rapper arrested after fight at South Beach burger joint. Oh, boy. A New York rapper was arrested in South Beach following a fight with a person at a burger joint. I'll print that out. It's got a picture of him. Dark guy. I guess that's a surprise, huh? There just aren't that many white rappers to go around. How about the candy rapper? Let's play that.
Coming right up.
Oh, here you go. From Imperious again. Tell me how to live my life. You fly your adopted homeless Mexican in first class, too? I think it's time for an intervention. Yeah, go intervene in this, idiot. Go find your own life. Laura says, glad to hear you had a good time in Vancouver. I usually don't write because I'm driving for a living. But I didn't make it to work today because I fell, injured my rear end. Can't really sit behind the wheel of my truck. Hurts like an MF. Anyways, enjoyed listening to George last week. I even walked into a skate shop and checked out the ripsticks he's been raving about. I'm not sure I'll be able to master it, but I'll give it a shot. Sure hope I don't keep falling on my ass if I buy one. I really enjoyed George's. He had the Beast as his sidekick. All through the show, it seemed that good old George was trying to make the Beast laugh. Says has always enjoyed listening to, and Lee was also fun. We'll be back to listening status only tomorrow. Big kiss, Laura. Thanks, Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
Oh, here's me. What's going on with the stock market again? Thank you, Mr. President. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's Obama's fault. The market's going down. Listening in Colorado Springs, want to talk about boring? A lot of guys may like it here. Neil, is there any way you can play Bob Prince? Love the show. No, Tim, sorry. I'm not playing those clips anymore. Oh, can we hear some Bob Prince? Can we hear some? No. Oh, here's another link to Jazz McKay. Sorry, from the dead Bob Lassiter. No, thank you. Brandon's got an opinion on your performance last week, and, of course, this is one that you probably will take very to heart.
Okay.
I did catch George one day when I was having Five Guys. Once again, great food. It was entertaining to hear him and Flea talk about wrestling in high school, but that's all I remember for the most part on George's fine week on the air. He was entertained by you and Flea talking about wrestling in high school.
Yeah.
That's almost as entertaining as me talking about swimming naked in high school.
Decriminalize pot in Florida.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. 119 at 560 WQAM. We got DA for the Big O at 2 this afternoon. What a breath of fresh air that is. What a machaya that is. Big O's on the way back from the Columbine. Oh, boy. I wonder if he brings his calipers back with him. A New York rapper was arrested on South Beach following a fight with a person at a burger joint. According to the Miami Beach Police Department, 31-year-old Victor Santiago, better known by his stage names N-O-R-E, Nori, and Noriega, was arrested early Sunday morning at Fat Burger, 947 Washington Avenue, Miami Beach. Fat Burger. You ever eaten at Fat Burger?
No.
Police say Santiago disrupted the normal flow of business at Fat Burger by ripping up a bouquet of flowers, throwing a cup filled with yellow liquid at another customer. Yellow liquid, I wonder what that could be, P. And then punching the customer in the face. When the rapper punched the man in the face, he yelled, "Do you know who I am?" according to police. But at least he didn't say, "Coming at ya." Santiago was charged with misdemeanor battery and disorderly conduct, was taken to Dade County Jail and released. And that's the name of that tune. You ever hear of Nori?
No, I don't follow.
You better get into that rap scene, man, if you're going to communicate with today's audience. You're supposed to be the link between the old fossil, yours truly.
I'm into that old school gangster rap myself. So.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Sure, come to a real sudden halt on those emails, man. Come to a screeching halt.
No, I started to create a fake email account, and then I remembered I don't care.
Oh, well, that's a good idea. Renee Douglas and Mike Smith are both Latino. I never knew that. Mike Smith is from Mexico. I'm not sure where Renee Douglas is from, but he has a very heavy Spanish accent.
I see.
Not sure about Joe Bravo, but he speaks fluent Spanish. The best non-Latin writers are the Cajuns like Kent DeSormo, Calvin Burrell, and Robbie Alvarado. Robbie Alvarado's not Hispanic with a name like that? They put them kids on horses before they can walk. How can Robbie Alvarado, and there's a whole family of Alvarados. Frank Alvarado? Isn't that a Hispanic name? Seems to me.
Sounds like it.
Many of the Jamaican jockeys suffer from JDS, Jamaican Drift Syndrome, where when they hit the head of the stretch, they start to drift in or out, but they keep their heads down and keep riding, regardless of whether or not they interfere with contending horses. Of course, you can't say much bad about Jamaican jockeys Sean and Jermaine Bridgemahan, both very talented in all class, says Roscoe. How do you like that? Little racing stuff there for you. I bet you, what's his name, just tuned out immediately. Dan Turdberger? Dan Levitt-Turd? Now, why do I care about this? I'm not going to go into it. You know, people send me stuff, long, ponderous stuff, that I don't care about, and that neither are you going to care about, neither is anybody else. What?
Like news stories?
Yeah, or like some charity thing, you know, that is involved with a commercial enterprise. I'm not going into it. Oh, if you just had any idea of the stuff that they send. Maybe that's what I should do, is read the deleted stuff. In fact,
there you go.
Huh?
See, I didn't bother you with my MS Walk Mass emailing thing. I took your name right off of there.
The mother of the California octuplets is Nadia Dowd. She filed her name change to Nadia Suleiman in 2001. She's a crazy person.
Yeah.
She divorced her husband, Marcos Gutierrez, in January 2008. The divorce papers stated there were no children of the marriage. This suggested the 6 children were not fathered by Gutierrez. And it goes on and on. Nadia Suleiman's father is Edward Suleiman. He's returned to his homeland, Iraq, to work as a contractor to earn money for the large family. Nadia's mother, Angela Suleiman, stays in her house with Nadia and her 14 kids. Well, isn't that sweet? That's one of the things I deleted. Oh, how the stadium package will work. This one goes on and on and on and on. You notice how they delayed? They copped out. They put off the vote till March on the Marlins Stadium. I'm sure you're pretty whipped up about that. Probably heavily involved. George says absolutely no stadium for the Marlins.
I don't care.
You don't?
Ain't in my county.
Oh, that's right. You live in Broward, just like me. Yeah, us people in Broward County, all you suckers in Dade, go ahead and spend all that money.
Go ahead.
Can't afford to pay your teachers. You can't afford to fix the roads. You can't do squat. But nevertheless, we got to have the stadium because there's so much interest in the Marlins. They have such an... It's like anything else in South Florida, man. It's all a big scam. So the world is a scam. Just get used to it. It's just a big old scam. Don't forget, speaking of scams, George is out there making a little extra bucks.
Right on.
This Friday, 10 to 2. Are you eating something?
Yes, I am.
What are you eating now?
Chicken fingers, chicken strips from KFC.
And where do those come from?
KFC.
But, I mean, how'd they wander in there?
Josh Cordes magically went over there and brought them back.
Did you pay for it?
I did.
Well, good for you. It's about time you started spreading the wealth around.
Paid for his, too.
You paid for his, too?
Yeah.
Boy, no wonder Josh Cordes likes you so much. You're like a sugar daddy.
Running the errand there. He did something for it, you see. Haven't you ever heard that? I said, you fly, I'll buy.
Uh-huh.
That's old.
Not from you. Join George this Friday, 10 to 2 at Gulfstream Park and Casino in Hallandale. Come by for great horse racing, play a little bit of poker, and maybe hit the slots for big money. Plus, enjoy some great food and drinks while Neil and George get you ready for the Fountain of Youth Stakes on Saturday. And also, of course, we got our pick-a-pony thing on Friday, too. A lot of pressure, man. A lot of pressure. I'm still PO'd about that Ooga Booga Boogles, Dr. Googles, Boogles, and the Oogles. Got hit twice coming out of the starting gate, and then just seemed to kind of like lose interest. Or maybe Julien Laperoux got a telegram from France or something. I don't know.
What is that? No,
he never ran a lick. He was never, I try to make it exciting when I'm like repeating what I'm seeing on the screen, but kind of hard to get excited when your horse is like in mid-pack and fading and like looking around like, when the hell does this crap end? Like this show today.
Show on Earth is back as contestants from around the USA battle to become the next American Billy Idol.
I'm all out of hope. One more bad
Somebody please kill me. That was truly horrible.
Great touch, but your lip is a little off, and I would have more spikes on your jacket, you know. Ow.
Here she comes now saying moaning, moaning. Hello everyone, this is the real Billy Idol. I'm not American.
Shoot him down, turn around and come on moaning.
But someone will be crowned the next American Billy Idol.
Okay, 1:31 at QAM. I finally got the mystery of my life solved.
Really?
Well, I mean, not
Eternal
mystery,
Life?
but one. No, yeah, that one too.
Regularity?
The mystery about Godfather 2 and what he's saying.
Oh, by the way, that was Jenko. I looked it up.
Well, he tells me that too. It was Jenko at the theater.
Yes.
That was his buddy. That was his partner,
By the
Jenko
way,
Olive Oil.
Did you hear me fart just now?
No.
Good.
Thank God. He's not saying come on in, but amonin.
What?
Amonin, which means in Italian, come on in or come here.
All right.
Amonin. You really can't tell because he's like, you know.
Yeah.
Amonin. Amonin. Got a high squeaky voice. And then, of course, later he turns into that big fat Clemenza with a deep voice.
Right.
Thanks. Who sent that? Edward. Thanks, Eddie. Here's one that says, I'm not sure if you mentioned it or not, but IHOP's giving away a free short stack of buttermilk pancakes for National Pancake Day tomorrow. During these trying economic times, it might be good news for some of the schleppers out there in Radio Land. They're giving away a free short stack.
I already got one.
You what?
I already got a short stack.
Yeah, me too. Buttermilk pancakes. It's National Pancake Day tomorrow. Did you know that?
No.
Well, there you go. Well, let me put that over here in my pile. We'll mention that 100 times tomorrow. Also mention that Robert Pattinson is extremely ugly, Mary Beth. Extraordinarily ugly. But nevertheless, she's got bad eyesight. Her taste is in her tushy. Evard says, a listener from abroad listening via the archives, and as you're reading this, you can tell I'm a few days out. And this is dated the February 12th, so this is before vacation, BV, before Vancouver. I just heard you say that Anita Marks has a great ass. Am I to believe that a heterosexual gene in your body has finally fought itself to the surface to breathe to the breath of normality? No, you can't. It was a joke. And here's a real... This is from your friend. John ZTR, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Can I offer my service by trying to coach a few more to the surface? One day, if I'm in Florida at the same time you're there, I'll take George out on a trim hunt.
Oh.
We will both be your wingmen, and as the film in the 40-year-old virgin, in your case, the 60-plus-old virgin, since I don't think you've had the pleasure of the fair sex, but of the fairy sex, the line, my D is your D, would mean that I would try anything to make sure that you get laid that night. Yours encouraging the hetero gene, Everard Johnson.
Well, you don't
Not
need
interested,
his help.
Everard.
And if you were, you wouldn't need his help.
That's correct.
Big shot on the radio like you. You get propositioned all the time.
Oh, yeah. Sure I do. Oh, no. Former FSU athletic high school star Preston Parker arrested in Palm Beach County. Aren't you dismayed, all the crap that's going on?
No, not really.
Steroids, brawls,
hemorrhoids,
shootings, all kinds of roids. Oh, and didn't I mention this like an hour and a half ago? This just in. Rangers, just Schmidt can't the coach. Count them out, go Panthers, says somebody, Kurt. Yeah, had that on an hour ago, Kurt. Thanks for the exciting news. Rangers, they suck. And they fired their coach, Tom Rennie. Won't help. Gornish Telfin.
What does that mean?
Here's the poop on that guy that got busted. Former Florida State University wide receiver Preston Parker's in trouble in Palm Beach County again, according to SunSentinel.com partner News Channel 5. Parker, former Atlantic High School star, was arrested yesterday for carrying a concealed weapon and possessions of marijuana, according to the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. The former Delray Beach resident is also charged with violating his previous probation. In April 2008, police in Palm Beach Gardens charged him with carrying a concealed firearm, a felony, and with misdemeanor marijuana possession. He later pleaded guilty to 2 misdemeanors. Parker, a 22-year-old junior, was kicked off the Seminoles earlier this month after police arrested him and charged him with driving under the influence. In other words, like that. He's scheduled to be arraigned March 5 in Leon County Court. Thanks, Doug. Not a Seminole. Oh, former former Seminole. Bobby Bowden. What's Bobby going to say about that? That good old boy, Bobby Bowden. That good old redneck. One thing about Florida, man, you don't have to hunt for rednecks. They're everywhere. It's like Vancouver. Yep. I was really surprised, shocked.
Were you?
Yeah. I don't know what I expected, but it's just a strange mix.
Lots of weed and rednecks, that's fine.
Yeah. I did smell some walking around. I smelled something that smelled suspiciously familiar. Like the wacky weed.
Was it weed?
But I think there's more of it here than there is there. I think that's just propaganda.
Do a survey, would you?
Okay. Next time I'm in Vancouver, I'm in B.C. I didn't get a chance to go to Fraser Downs, though, where they Schmidt-canned the humorous announcer Rick Uppel because of budget cuts. Everything is budget cuts. They're cutting this, they're cutting that. I think a lot of people are getting screwed. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people are just taking advantage of this opportunity. Oh, yeah, we're in a depression, everybody's fired. You know, like that.
Right.
Call me paranoid, call me whatever you want, but that's the way it goes.
I think you're right.
731 votes on the poll. How many days did you listen to George while Neil was on vacation last week? Are you kidding? None of them. 349. 47.7%. None of them. Are you kidding? All of them. 220. 30%. 30.
About 30, man.
2 days, 76. 3 days, 56. 4 days only. Guess what?
About 30, man.
30 again.
O'Neal. Grab my junior, honey.
Well, happy good morning, Mickey Mouse's office. This is Goofy speaking.
Good morning, Goofy.
Oh, boy.
It's Walt Disney's president and CEO, Robert Iger.
Yeah, I know who you are, sir. Why do you say your title every time you call?
Do I?
You do.
Oh. Can I talk to the boss?
Please hold.
Hello?
Good morning,
Hello?
sir.
Hello?
Sir?
Hello? Who is it? I can't hear anything. Hello?
Sir?
Iger?
No, sir. It's Bob Iger.
Hello? I can't hear you.
Sir, it's Bob.
Bob from accountants?
No, sir. The president and CEO of the company.
Oh, numbnuts. Where are you? You sound like you're on a cell phone.
Sir, I'm calling from my cell phone.
I just said that. I mean, where are you?
Well, you know I'm on vacation, right?
Vacation again? Do you ever work? How many weeks vacation do you get? I thought we cut everybody back to 2 weeks.
No, sir, that was the Citadel Corporation.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They screwed their radio people pretty good.
That's right.
But how many weeks do you get?
Well, my contract says I get 18 weeks.
18 weeks? That's a whole NFL schedule.
Well, sir, don't you get 18 weeks?
I go where I want to go when I want to go, but I don't call it vacation because I'm always working. The wheels are always turning. Where are you?
Willow and I are skiing in Aspen.
Willow and I are skiing in Aspen? Do you know what a turd that makes you sound like? You big blowhard turd.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not sure if it's my cell phone, but it sounded like you called me a turd.
A blowhard turd. It's working fine. You can hear me.
Well, sir, how are you doing this morning?
I'm not doing well, Eisner.
It's Iger, sir, and why is that?
Because I just reviewed your compensation package from last year. Do you know what we paid you?
Yes, I do, sir.
And you don't feel bad?
Oh.
$51.1 million. That's more than the GNP of Afghanistan.
Sir, I love your political humor.
Not
You're
funny.
just like a...
It's not funny.
What?
I'm not laughing.
Well, sir, I did turn down the $2.4 million shareholder bonus.
Well, let's throw a parade. I'll tell you what. You give me back the $51.1 million. I'll give you the 2.4. How's that?
Ooh,
Why don't you give back some of that vacation time? 18 weeks. You got 10 more weeks than Mickey Rourke's whole movie.
Sir, I don't...
You're stuttering, Eisner.
It's Iger, sir. I just
You're
don't
stuttering. You sound like Stuttering John.
What?
That grungy half that used to be on with Stern.
Oh.
Come on, get your words to come out.
Okay.
Why can't we do more movies like Paul Blart, Mall Cop? That's brilliant.
Sir, you made fun of that movie for weeks.
I did not.
You did so,
I did not.
Sir, you made fun of
Did not.
Sir, you
did not.
You made fun...
That's cinematic brilliance. It's a cop in a mall without a gun, played by Fat Kevin James. Why can't we do more things like that?
Sir, are you only saying that because it had an opening weekend of over $30 million?
$33.8 million? That's not even as much as you made last year.
Sir,
apologize. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Apologize.
For
apologize
what,
to the people.
The people of...
People of the
apologize for being a blowhard turd.
Big blowhard turd. You forgot big.
I apologize for being a big blowhard turd.
Say hello to Willow. Hey, does she still have that scar on her right thigh?
How do you know about that?
Okay, I tell you, I can't stand those things, except there's one great thing about all of them.
They're long.
409.
Yeah.
Woo! They like them.
I know.
Although I don't like anybody, according to this chronic, with a phone number, no name. As usual, you don't like the people in Vancouver. Did I say I didn't like the people in Vancouver?
Hey, you said whatever he said you said.
Oh, okay. Everywhere you visit more than a few times, the first time everyone's always blind to any faults. For some reason, you don't like the people. And I'm sure you feel the same about Torontonians, but can't admit it. Maybe it's time you admit that you were the problem. I'm sure you'll try to come up with some places where you claim to like the populace, but we all know the truth. That's right, I hate everybody. Bah! Bah! It's me. Bah! No question about it. Isn't that my claim to fame, that I hate everybody?
Yeah, and bah! That too.
And bah! Bah! Sure glad to be back from vacation. Bah! Robert says, now this is an oldie, this is ancient, but, I got basically nothing left in my pile except that kind of crap. Let me check it one more time before I get into this oldie. Oh, my God, here we go. Another one of those. Let me print it out.
Okay.
It's another one of these instructional about how I'm wrong about this and I'm wrong. Another.
Good.
Oh, yeah, I love them. Keep them coming. Bring them on. I especially like that one about the guy, the British guy that's going to get me laid or whatever the hell he was. I'm sure he couldn't get laid in a whorehouse in Amsterdam. God. Uh-oh. Oh, no, we got a paper jam. Got some jam on it. And this is a good hate email, I'm sure of that. Leafs versus Panthers. The Leafs suck, okay? There's no question about that. They will not make the playoffs. Panthers have got a good shot. Why isn't this printing?
Maybe it hates it.
Oh, no, it's jammed, baby. Jammed on it. Here we go. I hear that. Which isn't to be confused with. This is more like. Here we go. It's starting to kick it out. It's coming. And so is next Sukkot. Okay, here, let's see what it is. Okay. Oh, no, this is the same, the one before. As usual, you don't like the one in Vancouver, the people, yada, yada?
Damn it.
Oh, no.
All that suspense.
But here comes this one. I'm sure this is it. And it is. It is. Here we go. From Miami Man. Neil, you're always criticizing South Florida for not supporting the Panthers, saying there's no fan base, and now saying we're bandwagon jumpers. But why should we support a team that refused to put a decent product out for years, only that now are they actually decent? Would I even consider going to a game after many years? I feel the same way about the Marlins, although I think their ownership is such a bunch of grave robbers that I wouldn't even go there if they were in the World Series. On the other hand, you're always criticizing Leaf fans for supporting the team when they don't put out a quality product, so which is it? Which it is that there is a solid, fanatical fan base of Maple Leaf fans here. And I criticize them for continuing to support and continuing to fill the joint and paying ridiculous prices when the management here doesn't put out a decent team. But when the management does put out a good team, like in South Florida this year, and the people still don't show up for the most part, although the Bruin game was a sellout, I'll say that. But it's about time. But generally speaking, they don't support the team worth of crap. They don't support the Marlins worth of crap, even when they're playing well. They jump on the bandwagon when it comes to playoff and World Series time, and that's about it. If that. The bottom line is, who cares? Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yeah.
Who cares? Robert says, thanks for reading my email in the 1 to 2 hour. This is long ago. You and George both agreed that most people get news from the web, refer to subject line, whatever. Oh, I see. People get most news from the web. Are you nuts? ? Maybe you're not considering people who have jobs that can't search the web or have no access at home. Due to location, i.e. rural, can't afford a computer, ignorance, lazy. Most people want to be spoon-fed, which enables, W-I-T-C-H, which enables brainwashing, etc., i.e. religion, Limbaugh, Hannity, Savage, Crowley, Schmidt, etc. Therefore, they'll get news opinions from broadcast TV or radio, maybe if they still have the time after screaming at the kids, beating his wife/beard, and settle down to watch Fox News. Notice there was no mention of him or her searching on the web. Maybe it'd be a good poll if you keep your name out of it. I honestly don't think most people take time to search for news or care until it hits them in the ass. Anyway, thanks for not ripping me. Bye, Robert. Oh. Thanks for reading my email in 1 2 hours, and then he goes through this whole song. Most people do get, I won't say most, enormous numbers of people, millions of people get news from the web.
Right.
How's that?
Now that they can read it on their phone while they're
right,
training
exactly.
or on the toilet or just...
correct. Absolutely correct.
Absolutely correct,
sir. But, of course, I said it, so therefore must be wrong.
Right. I mean, wrong.
Always wrong. Well, at least I'm consistent. One thing about me, I may not be good, I may not be smart, I may not know what I'm talking about, but at least I'm always wrong. Right?
Wrong.
Oh. Oh. Wow. Oh, my God. Let me send Paco a message here. Am I allowed to do that?
It's your show, man. Do whatever you want.
I just did it. Long-time listener, first-time emailer. I never called the show, and I'd like to point out it's incredibly unfair to compare George to Neil God. I know it's a shameless suck-up, but nobody compares to you. That's right. I'm wrong. That being said, compare George to Howard Stern and any of the other idiots on the air. He's as good or better than anyone I can think of. How do you like that?
Wow.
You're the next Howard Sperm. Keep up the good work, George. As a lifelong musician, I know full well how difficult it is to get in front of an audience and perform. Boy, I'd love to see how well the critics would do in front of an open mic. As Seinfeld pointed out, people are more afraid of speaking in public than death. Which reminds me, you should only hear some of the lame, horn-tooting banter which precedes your show on other stations. I don't listen to or watch sports. Oh, my God. I could joist just thinking about it. I've heard funnier material from clowns at a kid's party. From ass clowns. Love the show. As a pool boy by day, I'm on the road 40, 50 hours a week. All I can say is your show is the best damn thing after being out of brutal South Florida traffic. You make my days fly by. It doesn't cost me a penny. They should only make a statue of you down here, Uncle Neil, says Steve. Thank you, Steve. Amen to that.
Oh, Neil!
And now the George Rodriguez Show. In the nude.
I love my work.
Maybe I do. Oh. If you ain't got no money, then Barack's got some.
S-T-I-M-U-L-U-S, yeah. S-T-I-M-U-L-U-S. They gotta spend cash from Capitol Hill. Economy won't crash with 800 bill. All these programs to create jobs. It's the stimulus. Oh, it's cost me the stimulus. The stimulus, it's the stimulus. Oh, it's cost me.
All the pork in this package, universal health coverage, I don't care, I'm the prez. Now Congress does what I says. Money for condoms, Vegas lights, and other junk, even water slides. Saving, bailing out Ford so that they can still make Mustangs.
We must pass this emergency bill, spending big cash against our will. But they're insane, cause nothing will change with the stimulus. Oh, it's costly.
My stimulus, it's my stimulus, it's,
Costly.
Right, that's what it is.
Neil Rogers is on. Middays 10 to 2, 560
QAM.
We focus on local sports talk. That's why we are South Florida's sports leader.
560 QAM.
It stinks in Miami town at 560 WQAM.
Here's my story. It's sad but true. I'm a sex addict and I want you. I love sex every way. So grab some lotion. Come on, let's play. Who's your your daddy, here's your daddy. Oh. I used to think it was a crazy thing. My mind was always on my ding-a-ling. But there's no antiviral pill, so I'm President Runaround Bill. I love to get it while I'm hard at work and grab my zipper, give it a little jerk. I don't get it from my wife Hill. That's why they call me President Runaround Bill. There's nothing sexually I won't do. Come along and bring a friend or two. Have a seat up on the windowsill. Here comes Mr. Sexy Runaround Bill. I can't seem to get enough. I can do your channel or play rough. Don't get yourself into a huff, 'cause I do all the kinky stuff. I'm a hoping and a praying that you please say yes. I'm a sexaholic, I confess. You've not had it good until you've had it from Runaround Bill. How you doing, honey? Hey, how's about I buy you a drinky poo? Hey, look at my t-shirt. It says I'm the president. I love hugs and jugs. I love you.
Bye, bye, bye.